Check, and we're live. Check. Rumble and YouTube family, what's good? What's happening? Welcome to True Earth Tuesday. And I'm so happy, so happy to have you guys here today, tonight, wherever. That's where we are right now. So I'm glad to have you, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Um, yeah, we got quite a show tonight. We're gonna discuss some stuff, and we're gonna hold some people's feet to the fire tonight. This is what makes tonight so special. At least I think, you know. Um, to me, the future is quite interesting. Um, I know we've got a couple of countries parked right outside the U.S. and everything else, and that's looking a little bit hairy, especially down there in Florida. People are like, "Oh my goodness, these guys are here, the Russians are there, the Ukrainians this one, that." Ain't nobody going to do shit. I can tell you right now, them dudes ain't going to do nothing. If there's somebody that's going to do something, we're probably going to do it to our own people before any one of them dudes do it to us. I promise you that. Ain't nobody doing shit. Family, Ida, greetings, welcome. Shannon Emerson, the furniture. You guys are like my backbone over here. I really appreciate y'all being here. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Greetings and welcome. Half Warrior, what's happening? Always holding it down. Where's Nano CBD? Where's Jimmy Satterfield? You know what I'm saying? Where's Palkus? Man, these are the guys that you guys like form the spine of what this show is. You know what I'm saying? And it's always a pleasure to have you guys. I always know that I can rely on you guys. Trade trade ideas and go back and forward with you guys. I think it's always amazing every Tuesday to have y'all here. Thank you. I really appreciate y'all. But we have coming down the pipe, I think you guys already know, Vika Drasif, the creator of the Mechanical Realm. I don't know if you guys saw it, but if you didn't saw it, I think this is it. Yes. I think this is it. Check it out. I put it in the chat, y'all. That right there is yeah, that right there is a link to the Mechanical Realm. I highly recommend watching this movie because we have a project coming down the pipe that involves just that. And to me, this project is one of those end all be all things, right? And why is it so important? Yeah, so you saw the Mechanical Realm half work. Why is it so important? It's because when we discuss the true and level earth, right, that's one thing. When we demonstrate what this realm that we live on, what it's, we can demonstrate positively exactly what this place. You know, the internet always got to act crazy with me. But now, Vika Drasif, myself, a couple of other folks, we're taking it a step further. Now we're putting our money where our mouths are. We're going a little bit further, y'all, and this is part of it, right? This project that we're working on is going to change. We expect it to change things. We're showing that the true earth, whatever those people on the outside want to call us, flat earthers, this one mock us, whatever, we're serious. We mean business. It's not a joke. Guyana Spice, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. I can't believe you're here, my Lord. You make like a cameo appearance. I remember before I continue, y'all remember back in the day. Remember back in the day when them shows would come on like Different Strokes or something like that, and then Mr. Drummond would go to the door, and then the doorbell would ring, and then he'd go to the door. Somebody would be there, like a special guest like Liberace or some stuff like that, and then the whole crowd would go crazy. It's like, oh, it's Liberace or something crazy like that. You know, he'd be like the delivery guy or something like that. But that's how it feels with you showing up, guys. Spice. It's good for you to be here. It's good to see you. But on a more serious note, as I come back to the the mechanical realm is based on the Antikythera mechanism. If you don't know, that is the way I would describe it is the basic way that science and scientists would describe it as the computer, right? A computer of antiquity, but something that would give you a lot more than what a sextant, a globe, a map, astrolabe, right? More than what these things would give you typically, and basically all squished into one to give you what is the Antikythera. And I think this would be a perfect tool, not just for folks in that realm of science, but also if we can kind of water it down a little bit, if you like, right, and deliver it to the masses, bring it to the children, and help show them that where they live is not at all what they've been fed. And so to me, this is a very important project. This is a this is groundbreaking stuff. And this is pretty much what I was talking about last week. And this is why I wanted to bring this upon you guys so then that way we can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like we're here on Tuesday, every Tuesday. My thing is if you like something, you put a little bit of lunch money on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing with this project. I like it. I really see something coming out of this, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is with this thing, and I'm standing with Vika, and the rest of the team, and we look to making it happen. If you guys would like in, or if you guys would like to be a part of it, let me know, and we'll put you in our group chat. I do not want to keep you guys in the dark about this, but I'd like for you guys to be a part of it because I feel that this is a way forward, a big step forward for the True Earth community. Now, with that big step forward that we're talking about, with that big step forward that we have, and we've been discussing for the last few weeks what everybody's deeming this project as is the final experiment, right? Sovereign Soul, which is one of the channels that I recommended to you guys, one of the new channels, older gentleman, right? He's from VA, he's from around here, awesome dude. Actually, he's close by. And he called it out. He called the final experiment the final observation. It's actually an observation because Austin Whitsitt, well, here's what it's supposed to be, right? A couple of Globers. I believe it's supposed to be McToon, and it's supposed to be Craig of Fight the Flat Earth, right? The engineer dude. And of the Flat Earth, or rather the True Earth side, it's supposed to be Austin Whitsitt from Whitsitt. Or rather, those four, all of them going to Antarctica, I believe, at the end of the year, around the solstice period, December time frame, observing what the sun does. Now, if the sun goes around everyone based off of where they are, then there's a chance that this realm is what they claim is. But if the sun arcs in front of them, going from east to west, based on where they are, if the sun is moving, passing in front of them, you know what it is, y'all. It's flat, just like we know it is. Just like we know it is. All right, let's go to the chat because I see some craziness in here. Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Jones, there we go. There we go. First Half Warrior. Yes, The Mechanical Realm is an awesome movie. I went ahead and I dropped that link in the not the description box, but in the chat right there. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead, grab onto that, hold on to it, show Veek some love. You know what I'm saying? Watch that movie, play it while you're going to sleep, play it while you're cooking, whatever. Check it out. And yes, it is awesome. Guyana Spice, you in the house. It's about time. Mr. Jones and the Antikythera is a 2,000 plus year old working model of the true earth. Yes, and the paths of the luminaries. This is what's so important, right? Is that this Antikythera mechanism, like, deads the entire conversation of if it's a globe, is it flat? It lets you know this place does not move. And it's the stuff up above that are making their way, doing their patterns, and showing us we live on a totally true, even, plain, flat realm. That's it. That is it. The Antikythera mechanism is it. And what a device. What a wonderful device it is. I've got a video on deck that I really want you guys to see. As a matter of fact, this is a new gentleman that I stumbled upon, a new channel that I stumbled upon. And he has got some material, let me tell you. And the problem that I see with a lot of these true earthers, right? These people demonstrating what this world is and what's to come, is that they don't get enough love. But you want to know something? Something I realized in that is that this is such a small and exclusive and true club. Like, we're truly looking and we're truly trying to figure out what the hell this place is. You know what I'm saying? So let me continue with this, and then I'm going to jump to that video because I'm mad excited. I want to show you guys what he just produced the other day, right? So yeah, Guyana Spice. Yep. Banjo drops a lot of, he drops material daily, but I catch every one of them. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be quick with it because his time is off. Flat Earth Banjo's on the he's like 13 hours ahead of us on the East Coast. So trying to catch him and being awake at the same time is a little bit crazy, but it's doable. Just make sure you have your alerts on with the Flat Earth Banjo, so then that way you can catch his stuff. You know what I'm saying? I like this experiment, Mr. Jones. The site, the whole, yeah, no, I like this experiment. Matter of fact, I think that's something we need to discuss a little bit further. Same to all back here in the DC metro area. Guyana Spice, you in DC? You close by. Okay. I didn't know you were there. 1985. Damn. 1985, I was what? I was 6 going on 7. Yeah. Damn. Mr. Jones goes against the mainstream narrative. They are always suppressed. Truth always comes to the light. That's right. McToon. Poor McToon. Everybody calls him creepy. Yeah. McToon, poor dude. Can't trust certain flat earth advocates, though. Saying final experiment isn't wise. And I understand, screwed up a couple of important times. I'm new to the movement than Jeremy, but he can't just screw up important. No, you're absolutely right, Guyana Spice. You're right. And this is why I'm a little bit, I'm just like you. I'm a little bit weary when it comes to this observation going down. And now I'm kind of jumping on a bandwagon with Sovereign Soul calling it an observation, right? Because really that's what they're doing. They're not taking anything and adding chemicals or doing none of that. They're watching what the sun does, how it processes above our heads, right? And where it's going. And so they want to get a full moment, a full video, what the sun is doing, where it's traveling. And then they can present that to you. And so it's hard. It's hard to instill trust in anybody anywhere these days, right? Especially when it's coming down to the wire like this as to what this place is. anybody, it's so hard to trust people, especially somebody with as big a platform. Jaren's platform is big. It doesn't have to be 1 million people. If it's over 50,000 people, it is a big platform, especially for True Earth. That is a big platform. So now people could reach it. Listen, man, I'm of the notion that people can reach out and touch you anytime, anywhere. Nobody's safe. I don't care if you, nobody's safe. If people want to reach out and touch you, they can. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. Listen, this is why to me, the big and demonstrating, and when delivering and demonstrating the true and other, just knowing it doesn't curve, it doesn't move. That's it. What do you got? If it's not moving, then it's not curved. And if it's not curved, then it's not moving. So what do you in the globe community have? What do you have? Yeah, yeah. Mechanism was on a Greek ship. Yep, that's right. The Antikythera was on a ship. It sunk on that ship, and it was off the coast of Antikythera, I believe, right? One of the island. It's either an island. It's either in Crete. I forget. I can look it up, but it's either in Crete or it's one of the archipelago right outside of Greece, right? Yeah, very important piece of history. Recently posted a video on this. He did a load of, yeah. Sun still comes up and goes in Antarctica. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I want to show you guys this video. All right, I'm gonna stop this point right here. We star this right there. I'm gonna stop at this point with Half Warrior saying just that, and then I'm going to show you guys this video from a new channel, and he is called Flatworks. So if you hear me talk about Flatworks, I'm talking to him starting now. Check him out, subscribe to his channel. He's got a small channel, bigger than mine, bigger than mine, but it's a small channel. It's a new channel. You know what I'm saying? And so show him some love. Show him some love. Check out his stuff. He does good work. So let me stop sitting here, popping my gums, man. I'm gonna share my screen, man, and I'm gonna show you guys this right here.
Hey everyone. Just wanted to show you guys some incredibly interesting and very deceptive new material I came across recently um, that I actually found on another search engine called Yandex, which is like the Russian Google, but they don't censor flat Earth content, so you can find what you're looking for on there if you do a little bit of digging. And so I did quite a bit of research and I came across this rare unedited video of some webcam footage from Newmeyer Station that actually shows the sun setting. And not just that, but um, half of the day being daytime and half the day being nighttime, and as well as the sun setting during one of the peak months of the summer solstice when they're supposed to have a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And I also came across a lot of the data that they are posting on their website in regards to the amount of daytime sunlight and civil twilight that there is in Antarctica.
All right. So you heard it, timeanddate.com. I used to use timeanddate.com like religiously. You know what I'm saying? And for purposes that I used to use them often. And so this is what you know what, people, this is what we need to start doing. And we need to start doing it as if we're breathing. You know what I'm saying? As if it's second nature. Anytime these websites, anytime these people, anytime these organizations is misusing or mistalking or mistreating the true and level Earth movement, anytime they do that, you need to document this. You need to document this, and then you need to put them on blast. You need to put them on blast. Excuse me, Guyana Spice. I'm from New York. I'm from New York. I love New York. Actually, these days, I like New York because New York is not it's not on my Christmas list these days. Let's put it like that. But anyway, if you start seeing these dudes talking this mess, you need to take it down, and you need to be like, look, this dude is no good. If you sit, and it seems petty, but listen, at the end of the day, the education of our future relies on this. I know it sounds crazy, but the true Earth is the linchpin for everything. It's the beginning and the end for everything, damn near everything. Let's get back to this video.
They're objectively lying about it like weeks at a time.
And if they're lying, they're dying. If they're lying, they are dying. They're done. Put a fork in it. You need to get out there and you need to put them on blast. You need to put them on blast and keep them on blast. That way they don't take this flat earth, this true earth stuff as a joke, because it's not a joke anymore. People used to take it as a joke. It's not bullshit. We're not playing games no more,
man. So I'll get into more of that later, but mainly wanted to focus on this webcam footage here, and to add some context, I wanted to show some other webcam fakery that we've discovered over the years. And some of you may have already seen this, but I wanted to add context to this video for people that haven't seen it. But we have found that they have been editing webcam footage at the globe monitoring website at the South Pole base station, literally every day. Like, they're cutting 10 to 12 hours of webcam footage out of the webcam every day of the entire year, just to hide the fact that the sun is setting every day in Antarctica. So we're going to get into that here in a little bit, but I wanted to show that first so you can see what editing is already going on, and then you can see what an unedited video is actually showing and why they're hiding it. So we're going to get into that here, and we'll get back to this Newmeyer Station video here in a bit.
This shows us, if anything, that trickery is afoot.
Now, check this out. This is one of Jeranism's. I don't know if you guys have seen it. If you hadn't, well, feast your eyes on what Jeranism produced right here. This was a little while back, but check it out. Still good stuff.
And this is not just one of the months. This is not just 2 of the months. It's not just 5 of the months. This is every month that they have a webcam video for. They have edited and cut out part of the day. And these are during the main months, which are January, December, and November, the southern summer. In this video, let's watch this green flag down below. You'll see it starting around maybe 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Rotates around to about 2 o'clock and then resets. Rotate around, reset. This is obviously a lie. This is obviously not what's going on. Why don't we get to see the sun do a 360-degree turn around the southern continent?
Y'all see that flagpole? You guys see how the shadow is naturally moving with the positioning and repositioning of the light, right? With the natural movement of the light, the shadow does what it does, or rather, the flagpole does what it does, and it leaves and casts its shadow properly, and then it just suddenly vanishes and repositions itself from the beginning over and over again. So it's pretty damn interesting.
Now remember, this would be pretty good evidence and proof of the globe, because it doesn't work on a flat earth to see the sun go around the southern continent. However, on a globe, it is something that should be really evident and should be every single summer video from the South Pole.
Exactly. if there's one place that you should be able to demonstrate this time and time and time again, it would be at the South Pole, right? In and around the South Pole. So it should be easy. It should be demonstrable. And it shouldn't be something that they would have to fake either. But I could see why they would call something like this a final experiment, right? Maybe they got a little bit overzealous with the naming convention. But when you lie and it's like this bad,
rotate around until it gets to 2, and then reset and start over. This should be a huge eye-opener. Should be something that screams to you fraud, fake, set up, contrived. So I emailed the head of.
you want to know something, Guyana Spice? You know, I hate that I just skipped everybody over here. I apologize. But this is the point that I was making. This is why it's important that people understand and realize what it is they're saying, and they need to know that we're not bullshit. It's not a fucking game anymore. Okay, they need to understand that. Look, we're not playing the fuck games no more. We're taking it a few steps further. We're documenting you motherfuckers, and then once it comes time for push coming to shove, you're getting tarred and feathered out this bitch. Like we're not playing the games no more. And here's the thing: is when people start screwing with your mind, they have an opportunity to screw with everything else. Your life. They start doing everything. It's abuse. It's a form of abuse. And then it's a way to steal your money. And who doesn't like to have their money stolen? I don't like to have my money stolen, and I don't like my mind fucked with. But these people, they're so that once the truth comes out, people are going to awaken, and they're going to awaken angry. It's like somebody woke you up from sleep, a bucket of ice cold water on you, and is trying to run away from you. You're gonna wake up pissed off, cold, frozen, awake, wide awake, but pissed off, angry. And that's the thing. Just like Guyana Spice says, people will be astonished and forgiving. Americans are going to take it out on the government workers. But government will sell out lower people like McToon. Exactly. The government will claim he was out of their control. But nobody's out of the government's control. That's the thing. But people will think that because, of course, they're going to say it on CNN, or they're going to say it on freaking Fox or whatever BS media TV station they got out there, right? They're going to say this stuff. People are going to eat it up. And then they're going to go after those people. Yeah, exactly. No, people think it's okay. You used to have rebels back in the day. Nobody's rebellious. People are too scared to be rebellious. People want to be right, or people want to sound good. Nobody wants to stand out because they're telling the truth. I tell you, nobody wants to be ridiculed. Whether you're right, the whole world thought you were a total idiot for believing 2 + 2 is 4. It doesn't feel good, regardless of whether you're right or not. So people won't hear your anger. You don't have to be angry about it. You don't have to be, spicy and ragey. But the thing is, you must put them on blast. They'll feel that. That's the peer pressure they need to experience. Because when you're telling the truth and you're telling the truth, even if the whole world is against you, it sucks. But all you're doing is telling the truth. You're doing nothing wrong. The only thing that feels good really is the vindication of knowing that you were telling the truth and you weren't trying to steer people astray. I hope that part makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So when you come out and you say it, I agree. All right, temper your anger, but you need to come out. You need to be like, I remember you. I remember you. Yeah, you were the one saying this and saying that. Let me give you guys an example. You guys remember Chris Cuomo that used to work for, I think it was CNBC or CNN? I forget which channel exactly. But Chris Cuomo was a big proponent of the dang cocoa, the Cocoa Krispies getting put into your system. Y'all remember that? And y'all remember during the dawn and in the midst of when that cocoa craziness was going around, this was like, oh, if you don't get it, you're bad. Him and Don Lemonade, both of them, right? And the rest of the freaking hoi polloi that was out there talking that mess about, excuse me, about that cocoa stuff, right? About that jab. And so they were big proponents. Oh, you need to get it. If you don't get it, you're stupid. The peer pressure, just the sheer peer pressure. This is what I'm talking about. And nobody's holding Don Lemon's feet to the fire because of what he said. Nobody is. And so I'm sitting there perplexed. And I'm like, guys, this just happened a few years ago. This is not like it happened 60 years ago or even 10 years ago. This was within the last half a decade that these guys were saying all this bullshit about how bad you are, everything under the sun except for a child of God. That anybody that felt any kind of opposition to getting the Cocoa Krispies, right? And so this is what I'm talking about. We just lived through. We just experienced it. And to be honest with you, we're not really out of the woods because you have a bird flu that's coming as well, or that they claim is coming. So my thing is, we need to, when you tell the truth and you know you're telling the truth and you know it's only a matter of time before the truth starts being, the news, what the reality is for everyone else, even though the truth is a reality. Once they start to recognize the truth for what it is, you can be there to be like, we know the people that were lying to us. They're right there. It's important that you call them out at every single turn. Halfworks, brother, I'm just talking good about you too. Welcome, brother. Welcome. It's good to see you. But no, the thing is, you have to call them out at every single turn. I think us as flat earthers, or us as true earthers, excuse me, the thing is, we get to a point to where we feel, oh, well, we're telling the truth. That's it. No, that's not it. Just because you're telling the truth, that isn't it. You need to take your finger and you need to stick it in their eye. And you need to be like, no, God damn it. You're not going to sit here and fucking lie to us no more. We're tired of it. Because telling the truth is one thing, but telling the truth with your chest out and with conviction, and then you're letting them know this is the truth and that's it. That makes them think twice about bullshitting people again. Like, it's so important that we come with our message, but we come with power and we come with strength. And I'm not trying to be an ass or to be mean about it, but when you lie to people like that, it has serious repercussions. Look at where we are now. Look at how dumbed down the society is. Nano CBD, it's all right, brother. It's good to see you, man. It's okay that you're late. It's okay. It's all right. But look at how screwed up we are. Like I mentioned in my video, I don't mean to sit here and just flap my hands. I apologize. But we just had, I made a video the other day. I made a video the other day with about whole accountability, right? Holding those guys accountable, those guys that lie, whether they are the flat Earth, the true Earth, the globe Earth, whatever. Holding the people that lie accountable for their actions, right, and their misdeeds. Now you got to understand, you just had this former dude, right? He's a trans person that debated. This was like last year. Debated Jaren from Jaren's. And he's getting on Jaren about being confused. And I'm sitting there like perplexed And yo, seriously, no smoke to anybody that lives that lifestyle. None at all, right? I'm not giving you any smoke. By the way, guys, as you come in, please share this, like this, right? Share and like, share and like. And also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But these people of certain communities getting on us because of our beliefs, talking about we're foolish, we're this, we're that. No, we're coming from a place of truth. We're just here to tell the truth. That's it. We're investigating something that turns out to be false, and we're providing everyone a service, that being the truth. So you coming from that community and you're calling us confused. Like people sit back and they just let anybody talk about anything like it's okay. And it's like, no, you know what? You need to put a muzzle on that, because if there's anybody that's confused, it's not us. It's really not us. You know what I'm saying? For you or for some people, I'm not, like I said, I'm not bringing smoke for somebody in that community. But you got to think, right? If you're going to go ahead and you're going to do something like that to yourself because you think you're an elephant, or you think you're a balloon, or you think you're a fucking pterodactyl, who's the one that's confused? Surely it's not us. Surely it's not us. It can't be us. This is why you have to come to a place in time in this country at some point to where you put your foot down, you draw the line in the sand, and then you say, enough. That's enough. Just stop. Stop the bullshit. Just stop the bullshit, please. You know what I'm saying? Just stop the bullshit and let's just make this thing work, right? All right, that's enough of my rant. I think I've been popping my guns a little too much. Guys, our guest of honor tonight, Flatworks, here he is. That's him. He is here. He is in the chat. Flatworks, we're discussing your awesome work, your last work, and we're gonna kind of get right to it. And hey, Flatwork, if you like, feel free as I pause and kind of talk on certain points to kind of expound on what it is that that I've paused on. Like, just feel free. Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Boom, 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 and then I'm going to drop that in here. Oh, by the way, Flatworks, if you scroll up to the top of the higher up in the chat, you're going to go ahead and you're going to see Vika Drazif's The Mechanical Realm. So check that out if you haven't seen it. Highly recommended movie. And yeah, let's continue with the video.
Of the Australian Antarctic Division there, and she wrote back and basically said that the webcams at their Antarctic stations are subject to very limited internet connections, and frequent interruptions and dropouts are commonplace as the outages due to weather are extreme. Very slow bandwidth means we are unable to have constant streaming video. The time lapses you see on our site are stitched together from photos generated every 15 minutes, and basically saying that there'd be no way that they could have data from a whole entire day. Just taking a look at Mawson Station's current time lapse, for example, the images are being recorded overnight and nothing appears to be missing. If you do notice anything absent on any of our webcams, please let us know the specifics so we can investigate any potential faults or even maybe restore images where possible. So I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Why don't you have complete day's videos? You're cutting them yourself. So I wrote back and she responded with, "Hi, Jaron, I've spoken to our web manager who was not available earlier. He let me know that some frames are actually missing by design because the webcams were set up so long ago. He had forgotten about a script he had written to omit frames that are mostly all black to save on space, bandwidth, and overall quality of the video. Chunks of time with just black screens are a bit of a waste." He said that if there is any reasonable light source in the image, then the image would not be omitted, and that the missing frames are based only on the amount of light in the image. That if there is any reasonable light source in the image, then the image would not be omitted, and that the missing frames are based only on the amount of light in the image. Thanks for your email. We will now add this to the FAQ for future webcam visitors. And if you can't tell, this is complete and total horseshit, because what we were just looking at was the summer months when there is no night. Supposed to.
Okay, so you bring up a point right here. The Antarctica Treaty is expiring in 2048. So if we don't solve this mystery in December 2048, should be an interesting year. That is interesting, huh? So the Antarctica Treaty was signed in 1958. So then the treaty is 90 years old. That's going to be 90 years. Huh. That's going to be 90 years. Okay, all right. Let's continue.
To be 24 hours of sun going around. Why are those images omitted? So I said, Jen, I still think you aren't quite understanding what I'm saying. If you have time-lapse webcam footage from the Amundsen Scott base, then why is there no 24-hour sun video? You guys have cut and edited every single video. Why? It makes no sense with your answers below about black screens. Please explain. For example, watch all videos for November, December, January, 2011, 2012, 2013. And the most recent email, which came earlier this week, said, Hi, Jaron. The Amundsen Scott station is an American facility, and for all inquiries regarding their webcam footage, you need to contact them.
Ida, ain't that the truth? Unfortunately, we have to say that, but damn it, that is the damn truth right there. But Guyana Spice, you have a point. Let me see. When you refer people to a channel, you have to consider the channel's level, like anger, political views, group. Exactly. I feel you. Probably another reason as to why I don't have as many subs, but that's okay. I've got my select few. It's like a preferred stuff. It's fine. I'm good with that. I have my group and I'm all right. Yeah, like Flat Earth Dave was wearing a Gaddafi shirt, and you can't revert. No, well, you know what? But you're right to a degree. But there's a time and there's a place for people to see a lot of folks' content, right? There's a time and there's a time for growth. There's a time for people to see certain contents. With Flat Earth Dave showing up with a Gaddafi shirt, like I get it, because like Gaddafi wasn't as bad as people make him out to be. I'm not saying he was perfect, but the leaps and bounds that he went to change Libya, his story is extraordinary. Like me, I think Peter the Great was an extraordinary figure in history. But if I were to say that, say in like the 80s, hell, maybe even in the 90s, people would have looked at me like I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand the history but many people would not have understood the history of somebody like him. And just like Gaddafi, a lot of people don't understand what his aim or his goal was. Giving info, be less offensive to some. I hope Flat Earth Dave doesn't show up butt naked trying to give some info out. I wouldn't watch it. I'm good. What's his speech as an anarchist conference? I don't know what he supports. Not against the US or the UK. Well, I read you. I'm not against either myself, but at the same time, we need to look at the goals of a lot of these leaders that we have taken out in the public forum. And then you have to remember that Gaddafi was executed in public. Well, not executed, but he was murdered in public. And we have a penchant of letting this happen to these leaders and it being filmed live in public. And so, well, we got to we got to consider these things. And I read you. And yes, as a content creator, you have to have some level of decorum and you have to hold some kind of responsibility. That I agree with totally. At the same time, somebody needs to put their foot down. And then you need to look, I give, right? Sometimes you just need to show that you give a damn. Whether people like it or not, and that's another thing, man. People need to just be like, look, this is what it is. I see his passion. I see his anger. If they don't, that's fine. They could go somewhere where it's less passionate. That's fine. People will gravitate to where they need to be. They will. You know what I'm saying? But if people aren't angry already, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much going on. If you're not already pissed off or like at wit's end, that's a problem. Like, what is it going to take for you to wake up? You know what I'm saying? But I feel you. I feel you. Let's see. He goes off on tangents like nukes, ancient buildings. She's saying, no, I feel you. I feel you. And that's another thing, and that's a good point. I know we're not veering off the topic of your film Flatworks. But that's a good point. If you're going to discuss the true earth, discuss the true earth, right? There's a time and there's a place for the old world. There's a time and there's a place for crappy leadership and stuff like that. But then you can all bring it. You can all bring it back to what the true earth is. And the Ghost of Judah tribe and I, we discuss this often on his show. We can always go out of bounds and talk about some crazy stuff, but then you know what it does? It brings us back into what the true level flat earth is, right? And it just shows the level of hypocrisy that's out there, and also the level at which we've been lied to, how deep it goes. It's wild. Let's see. Flatwork says, I think I remember Flat Earth Dave made some comments about Gaddafi was going to come out with the earth being flat. One of the reasons for his, in a way to silence him. Oh, wow. That I didn't know. I did not know that part. That's a deal. That's a deal, and that's a big deal. Huh. Sure. I believe that, though. Yeah, that's a tough one to swallow. 2048, very doubtful. Flatworks, get off Flat Earth Dave. He's great. Just stay focused. People are afraid of truth. Yeah, the map is interesting. Yeah, it sure is. It's against the so-called leaders of the countries who are against human life or the people in their respective countries. Yeah, this is something that I am as well. But you know, to these people, we're just numbers. To these people, we're in the way a lot of times, and this is why they're building up their AI army, kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen G.I. Joe, the bats, right? Battle android troopers that Cobra Commander and them had, them androids. So this is why they're building up the AI as strong as they are. That's something I kind of want to touch on here after discussing Flatworks' video. Because I feel that the AI is a nefarious part of their plans and fooling and tricking us even further. Let's see. Huge Flat Earth Dave fan. Reference him a lot in my videos, but he does go off on a tangent sometimes. He does. And you know, to you guys' credit, when Dave has somebody against the ropes, it's like he turns around to talk to the ref, and then somebody bashes him upside his head with a chair. And it's like, Dave, you had him. Dave, what are you doing, bro? Come on, man, stay on topic. You know, and a lot of times that happens. Yeah, the government. Yeah. Americans today understand not to trust the government. I say, well, you know, Guidance Spice, you know, that's just half the battle, right? Once you realize that these dudes are lying, they're lying all the time, that at least knowing that helps. You know what I'm saying? Big fan, yeah. Government does lie, yeah. Flatworks, Globebusters had a vid on Urbano Monte map a few weeks ago. Yes, they did. The Urbano Monte map is a good map, but then if you look on the outside of the Urbano Monte map, it looks like the ice wall. That's not the ice wall. I realize that's not the ice wall. I realize that, or that extra land, that's not the ice wall. And then if we're going to take a look at the Urbano Monte map here real quick in a second, but I could show you that that's not the ice wall. You'll see. He does. Government spins narratives to support their agenda, and they do it all the time. And we fall for it all the time, too. But let's get back to the video. I apologize. Back to the video.
The information and explanation that Jen provided below still applies to ours. Kind regards, Denise. So I have emailed all the people at the NOAA and the NSF, and we were waiting to see if they've got anything new to say besides just the same nonsense responses. So again, I've sped up this camera footage just a little bit to get you some more views of these time-lapse footages, but it's all much of the same. You'll see shadows going halfway around and then resetting. You can watch the time in every single video to see that never is a whole day played. Sometimes it actually appears that the shadow is very close to doing some sort of a 360-degree turn, but regardless, you can look at the time and see that at minimum, 8 to 10 hours is cut out of every video. So how could the shadow even be coming close to doing 60 if you're cutting out a third or more of the day? Again, this is good evidence here. If you watch the purple flag start out very long, then it gets short as it goes in front of you, and then becomes long as it resets and starts over. So as I said, even if you watch that little igloo on the left, it may look really close to a 360-degree turn, but by looking at the time, 10 hours are cut out of that day. That just tells me that these have been edited. So these are not accurate portrayals of reality. Again, the biggest and most obvious point here is that if it was a globe that we live on, then what they are trying to show us would be 1, easy, 2, occurred daily, and 3, plainly evident.
Exactly. And so really, the main focus of what Jaron and Austin Whitsitt are going to achieve, or they're looking to achieve, is putting an end, putting a rest to stuff like that. To things like that video is, I guess you could say, another notch in our belt, because even after we show that the sun is arcing out front of us and going from east to west and just continuing, they're going to say that it's still a globe, right? But basically that becomes another notch in the belt of evidence of the true and level earth, or rather just the true earth, stuff that we could demonstrate, right? That's it. And here's the thing: why would they have to lie about it? If it's as you claim, why do you have to lie about it? Why? This past Sunday, right? I don't know if you guys saw it, but Vika had a live, and on his live, I was privileged enough again to jump on a live with Gene Edited, Tommy Coriolis, no longer on the globe. Oh, there's another channel I'd like for you guys to sign up with. It's called Riku, Riku Suoran. Riku Suoran is a Finnish dude that learned of the flat earth. He's very, very straightforward, right? And Suoran, I think Riku Suoran basically means, I believe, like straightforwardness of a man, right? He's very, you'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to also put his channel in the description box. But Riku Suoran was the special guest of Vika's show that Sunday. And what we ended up doing was we were talking about the Challenger, I guess you could say, explosion. Now, if you guys are familiar with the relationship of the Challenger explosion and folks of the true and level earth, you know, we've sandwiched together much of the Challenger explosion and that going on with that. And also the people that have turned up as being alive. Now, I'm going to go further into that with a video based off of that, but that is what we're talking about, right? So with those Challenger survivors, are they alive or are they not alive? All you need to do is tell us who the F those people are that were supposed to have died on that damn space shuttle that looks as if they're totally freaking alive. Who the hell are those people? Didn't even bother changing their name. They still look the same, still got the same haircut from the 80s, stuff like that. Like they don't care. That's how, this is what I'm saying. That's how stupid they think we are, right? And for you to not be mad about that. But anyway, that's not the point that I'm getting at. Like, when we say it, like, okay, all you have to do is dispel it and show us that's not them. Show us that, hey, this person was actually born, 7 years earlier or 7 years later. This person actually, this was them during that exact time. That is not the same person. That would then maybe, I'm not saying totally, but then maybe you would lose a lot of people off your tail. A lot of people would just let it ride and be like, all right, I guess I fucked up. And I just guess that those people, were something else. But then here's the thing. Things like the Challenger explosion start to demonstrate that this whole freaking thing is a lie. It's a total lie. Like even that thing trying to go up into space, that was a lie because they can't go there. They can't go there. So, Flat Earth Dave brings up a really good point, right? And I'm going to go back to the video, but let this be my last point before I go back to the video. He brings up a really good point. If you're in a cockpit like that, or the cockpit, but if you're within the body of the space shuttle, the noise, the range of noise ripping through you, they're not the people that witness those explosions at the space shuttle. 3 miles, 10 miles, 8 miles, something crazy like that, but we're miles away, right? Miles and miles away, and a lot of times divided by a body of water. So we're miles away, we're not experiencing that. Do you know 84 decibels is enough to damage your ear? Probably less than that, but I think it's 84 decibels, and you're supposed to be wearing double hearing protection. Now, this is an OSHA regulation, stuff like that. I definitely know it's like part of the Navy Safety Center and all that. It's like 84 decibels, you must wear double hearing protections. You got to. I can tell you I've got tinnitus right now. Now, if you get in the water, and you're a whale, you could be and if a whale just clicks, it's communicating next to you. It's to basically vibrate and boil you could die because your body's full of cavities. Your face, your ears, right? Your head, your body, you've got cavities everywhere, right? Your teeth, if you have them there. But there's so many pockets within your body, it would kill you. And this is just a whale. This isn't a freaking Lord knows how many stories space shuttle getting shot up into space. But on a space shuttle, you're underneath an explosion, a controlled explosion that's happening. And these people aren't being ripped to pieces by this explosion. That alone is something that requires investigation. Let's just throw everything away and let's just focus on that part. That alone requires investigation. How the fuck do they survive that? What kind of soundproofing do you have inside the space shuttle that lets them do that? But at the same time, this is the same type of space shuttle, or not the space shuttle, but rather the ISS must be made of the same material, because you can have meteorites, little meteorites penetrate it, and then all they have to do is cover it up with a piece of duct tape. It's enough to blow your mind. It's enough to blow your mind. But this is what I'm talking about. Things like this, all you need to do is, once we talk about it, then you dispel it by showing and you demonstrate to us how you fixed it. Because right now you're on thin ice. You're not even on thin ice anymore. You're starting to drown because, like, we see you for your bullshit. At least we do. Okay, let me get off of it. Let's go back to the production. Let's talk about this.
And it is none of those. It looks like they're trying to cut it up. It looks like they're trying to portray something that isn't actually happening. And it looks like they're trying to fool us. Let's pay attention to something here. Watch this shadow as it rotates towards the upper left of the screen. And notice the shadow in this video coincides with the sun. not the opposite as would be required by, physics and optics. The shadow should be opposite of the sun, not rotating in tandem with it. Again, more evidence of extreme trickery, extreme editing. They're simply trying to sell us something that isn't reality. Let's see here.
And this is what makes our claim so strong, is that we don't have to make any of it up. Like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, all we have to do is show it. Just show what they've done. We don't have to add anything. It's like cooking the perfect steak. You don't have to add anything. Hardly any spice, a little bit of salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, but that's it. The way you produced it, the way you demonstrated it is enough.
So you should be looking at my browser now. So I found this really cool site. Let me show you where it is here. Okay. So, and it shouldn't shock you. I mean, it's obvious why, but this site is weather.cs.uit.no. It's from the Arctic University of Norway. This is pretty incredible. They have, you can go to any year, previous year, go back even further. And these are all daily time lapses for every single day of that year. And, this is something they don't have in the South. I'm sure people have seen before. Do I have that up? Is it this one? Yeah. So this is the South Pole webcam page. Much different. The fact that, number one, it starts with the live cameras currently down. You can also see time-lapse movie camera. We can just watch this time here and see that the camera skips. So we'll watch it 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So when we're looking for evidence that the sun circles in Antarctica, you would expect to find 24-hour lapses. It makes no full. But again, they said, "Oh, it's not in our mission statement to things." So,
And then there it is, right? More of the BS that we're used to, more of the bureaucracy and all that other BS. Well, we can't do this, we can't do that. Listen, this is America. America can do whatever the fuck it wants, whenever the fuck it wants. Period. Right? If America says, "Hey, we're gonna do this," they do it. If they say we're gonna do that, they do it. Like people need to, like with the whole moon thing. Even though we beat the moon into the ground, we didn't have the money to go back. Man, do you see what we've done with the Ukraine and Israel and all these other countries? We don't have the money. Come on. Good night, Half. Hey, good night, boss. It's good to see you, brother. Gonna miss you, man, but you come back. All right, you got it, brother. It's good to see you, and good night.
but there's a definite problem here when you look at the sun going 13, 14, 15, 16, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we never get to see any of these, and it's the same for all these. So you can go to September to December 2012, bring that up. Again, it takes a little while usually. And we'll show you here that it's the same thing. It cuts out dates and times, or not dates, it cuts out times, and only shows you about half the day. And if we're trying to get proof of a circling sun, that's not going to help us, as we both agree that the sun goes by half the day. So that doesn't help much at all. Is this going to come up or what? Okay. But this is much different. Like I said, these are, 3-month long time lapses. They are skipping days. and you're not going to find much better. Here we go. Let's play with this one. So this is September to December 2012.
And all right, I didn't need this, Mr. Jones. I needed to highlight this. Very, very true point right there. I didn't even know that. The Great Plains length is 3,000 miles. Their width from 300 to 700 miles. And their area approximately, wow, 1,125,000 square miles, roughly equivalent to 1/3 of the US. Globe debunked. I don't see, that's what we're using based off of their math. All this curvature should be occurring, but then we don't see it, right? And it's not like we're being pretentious or anything like that, or we're being assholes about it, right? We're not. It's easy. It's easy. We are demonstrating by using their math, and none of it works. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing, is when we demonstrate this, and then they're telling us something else, and because I equate that to now you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I equate that to you know this is the truth. You know what I'm presenting to you is not a lie. You're pulling wool over my eyes deliberately, right? This is what they do all the time. And we let them off the hook. Just like damn Dennis Green said after they lost to the Chicago Bears that night. We let them off the damn hook, right? And so instead of letting them off the hook, we need to be like, you know what? You know this is true. Here, you do the math. And if they don't want to follow that math, be like, you know what? You're full of shit. You're full of shit. And it sucks, but we just need to draw the line in the sand and be like, yo, once push comes to shove, once this comes out, kind of like that cocoa crap that they put in us, we're going to put you on that list and we're going to show, hey, he's one of those liars that we were talking about. Here he goes. Here goes one of those liars, one of those people that was pushing that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There he goes. There he goes. Be sure to keep an eye on him, because the next bullshit story that comes around, he'll probably be pushing that too. It's good to point those motherfuckers out, man, because it's just good to point them out. It's always good, right? Unless you can turn around and be like, hey, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I apologize. Like, I get it, right? We all err. But all we've been doing is coming to demonstrate and show that this thing is not what we think that it is. Let's see. Cut out 10 hours out of the webcam footage at the South Pole, but not up in the North and in the Arctic. It makes no sense. No, it doesn't make any sense.
And
actually, and that's a perfect demonstration, man. Like, this is stuff that we can show you. This is stuff that we can present to you. And if there's no rebuttal, if you don't know, then that's fine. If a person doesn't know, that's okay to not know. Like, we don't know a lot of shit. We're trying to figure some stuff out. But what we do know is that it don't curve and that it don't turn. You know what I'm saying? Like, we demonstrated, we beat that thing in the head a million times. How many more other ways it's almost become comical, the amount of and it doesn't do all these gymnastic maneuvers. And Guy in the Spice, I feel you about being smooth about their awakening. But you want to know something? You want to know what America hasn't done? They haven't apologized. A lot of these people that want to be with the in crowd, they haven't apologized to people that want to present to them the truth. I.e., remember Kyrie Irving? I don't know if you guys follow basketball. I really don't. But I know the basketball is still playing right now, right? Named Kyrie Irving, that was coming out talking about this topic, the true earth. They got on him for that. All they wanted to do was pick on him for that. The same Kyrie Irving, when this Coco craziness came out, he said he didn't want it. They got on him for that, right? And they got on him. They said he was selfish. They said he was this, not even thinking, hey, maybe he may have some precondition, some something condition that could this thing can harm him potentially. But no, nobody wants to fucking think about that. But he said he didn't want to get it, right? He didn't want to get it. Whatever, it's his business. He doesn't want to get it. He doesn't want to get it. But now look, it turns out he was right the whole fucking time. Turns out he was right. Turns out no apologies coming. And you want to know what it is? On to the next thing. Usual. Let's fucking carry on. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we need to make it a point, and we need to draw a line in the sand and be like, no, motherfucker, you're not getting away with that bullshit no more. You're not pushing no more lies. Yeah, we're gonna push the truth, but we're gonna call you out, goddammit, because you're the same motherfucker that did that shit the last time with the last thing. Oh yeah, Kyrie Irving is, I guess, in the NBA Finals, right? Okay, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I guess God is smiling on him, man. That's what's up, man. God bless him. God bless him. But anytime there are people out there just pushing the truth, like, I applaud you, because you're going to face a lot of backlash. And shout out to Flatworks, man, with the awesome production over here, because you had a dude, Flatworks, jumping in your DMs talking about you're a liar. All you do is saying all you do is lie. And I'm like, yo, what you need to do is tell me. I'm like, yo, where did he lie? Where in this whole thing did he lie? He's like, everything about the earth being flat. I said, look, mother, I didn't say those words. I was like, look, before you start going around talking crap about people, like, do your research. So I let him off the hook easy. You know, I let him off the hook easy. I didn't really jump down his throat the way I really wanted to, but I let him off the hook. I was like, look, do your research, make sure you look, right? But these guys, they're getting out of hand. Now, I understand that the globe is like in its death throes, but I think while it's in its death throes, we need to go there and like finish the job and like stomp all over them. Stomp all over them for good measure, just to make, and add holy water to it. Just for good measure, just to make sure he's dead. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie Irving in the flat earth, since he's in the NBA Finals right now. Yeah, and this will come up. Especially if he wins, this will come up. It will come up. Yeah, like in his talent. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And but a lot of times, Guyana Spice, these guys don't know when to say enough is enough. Take their money and walk away. They play and they play, and they play and they play, and the money's good and this and that. But then again, I don't live those lives. I can't speak for them because I've never done what they've done. All I can do is speculate. The government reveals the truth. We'll need people to hear you speak calmly, or the government will take a new nap. And no, you're right. And I'm actually going to talk about that after this video. I'm actually going to speak on that point exactly. Spice, and that's a really good point that you brought up there too.
You might not be able to see it up here, but again, it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22, 23, 1, 2, 3. So again, it's completely skipping, over the hours. There's not one complete day in any of these time lapses, which is just a joke. It's like a slap in the face. So that it makes no sense to me. Why would we have not one day complete? But on that site that I was just telling you, 2017, maybe we go to June 21st. So you go June 21st, and you can then download you just press the L, and it tells you down here exactly what you are getting. The daily videos, small, medium, large, monthly videos, small, medium, large. So for the monthly, you just go down here and you can pull up. So we'll also pull up like a December monthly. I'm going to download another one just to have a few. Let's do, we'll go to a previous year, 2015.
So I've got a question. You brought up a good point, Mr. Jones. Dr. Jones, you bring up a good point there, Dr. Jones. So Dr. Jones says the globe model holds no water. So when they say they have a working model, remind them it doesn't hold water. Now, I read you on that, and of course, we all agree that it doesn't hold water. Now, my question is this: they tell us in the globe community that we don't have a working map, and I'm puzzled. Like the ones in the globe community that claim that they've done all the research and this and that, like I'm puzzled. So anybody, if you could come into the chat, matter of fact, bullshit, I'm gonna do y'all a solid right here. Come on in here. I'm inviting. Right? And we could discuss it a little bit further. But jump on in. Come on, let's discuss it. But what the hell are they talking about? We've got Gleason's, we've got Bonomontes, we've got C.S. Hammonds, right? Of the New Air Age map. We've got many other maps that are polar, equidistant, azimuthal polar maps. They have a legend on the bottom, or they have keys on the bottom that you can use to follow, and then you follow that map perfectly, and it works perfect. So what are they talking about when they say that we don't have a map? Can like it's not a rhetorical question. I'm seriously asking, what do you guys think they're talking about? Because I haven't figured it out yet. Like I provided these guys the same map over and over again, and I'm thinking maybe I'm just not hearing the question right. What the hell are they talking about? Let's get back to this video.
And maybe a full month from June. And large. Okay, so those are all downloading, and we'll show you those. So very cool site that they have all these time lapses in complete form. There's no time skipping.
Comes out of Antarctica now, seeing all of this. You have to be gullible to trust any claim 24-hour sunshine. From there, at this point now in history, more to consider here. Exactly. This should have been your thumbnail right here. Flatworks, this should have been your thumbnail. This right here should have been your thumbnail for this video. But let's continue. Yep.
So this is the Newmeyer Station unedited webcam video that I found after doing a bit of a deep dive on some of this webcam footage. And this was taken on March 20th of 2018. And after we watch this, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna show you the time and date website, and we're going to go to this exact date on 2018, and we're going to point out how they're cooking the books, and they're lying about nautical twilight and the amount of daytime, and the time frames aren't lining up with what we're seeing on this webcam footage, and that they're doing this for like weeks at a time, and how that it's the deception is coming from multiple angles, multiple websites, multiple webcams. They're doing everything they can to cover up the fact that there is no 24-hour sun. The sun sets every day in Antarctica. So there's a lot going on with how they cover up this lie. But we'll get into the time and date after this video. Let's go ahead and play it here. Now I will say that there was a part of the video where there was text. The original video had text scrolling across the bottom, so I did edit that part out so it wasn't too distracting. But you can see the date here, March 20th of 2018. Let's go ahead and watch this here for a minute.
that supposed to be? Let me pull it back a little bit. But Guyana Spice, I don't know. That's a good question. Why are flat Earth advocates posting more real long-range camera photos and videos of objects hundreds of miles away? I, that's not true. There were a couple of people. They actually did it in some lake in Chicago. It was like 62 miles, 63 miles. I remember them doing that a couple of days ago. So folks are still doing the long range stuff, but I think it's gotten to the point to where it's getting, unless you're doing it yourself or we're doing it like as a team or something, then that's a little bit different. But I think the long range videos they're like, oh, I get it. Like we beat that thing into the ground. One of those things. Let's see, new tech cameras should be the main focus. All can buy a camera, but expensive, and for what? No, that's right. That's right. So they rely on us to show them. That's a good point. It's a really good point, actually. Seen the movie Napoleon, he uses a map that covers his floor. To mark a strategic point. Oh, so his floor is the map. Oh, the Napoleon with what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix. I don't know. Pilot's vids with constellations not moving. I like that. And pilot vids with constellations not moving with flatter. Oh, here's another thing that actually proves that every time we fly with the nose up. We're not curving down. So when I was flying on the EP3, there was a device, right? And it kind of showed you the pitch of the airplane, right? It would show the way it worked was it would swing freely in one plane. It would swing freely in one plane, right? From left to right, right to left. And if the plane was going down, it would show you in degrees how far the plane was pitched down, or if the plane was pitched up, how far in degrees the plane was pitched up. Guess what? The thing was pitched up most of the times because the plane would fly like this, a few degrees up. Every time I forgot, you know what? I'll have to ask. I have my NATOPS over here, but I didn't find it in the NATOPS. I'll have to ask. But I remember it was in there. It was a device that we used, and we constantly flew like this. Forgot the name of that device, but any air crewman would tell you that it's in the cabin. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see it. And as we fly, you could tell how many degrees the plane is pitched up. Anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's continue with the video. And yeah, so Flatworks, what is this? Is that the cabin just lighting up? I'm looking at that.
So, as you can see, the sun is setting every day. We can see that from the time lapse footage that it's setting for, you know, at the end of the day, and it's nighttime for half the day. And I say nighttime because we're going to compare some screen grabs here. I actually captured a few frames from the video, and we're going to actually look at what um, the nautical twilight that they're claiming it is on time and date. We're going to compare that to what the actual video shows. Um, so you can see that there's obviously a lot of deception going on here, and they're lying about the sun setting every day, and they're actually being nighttime during the summer solstice. So let's go ahead and get into the time and date website, and let's point out all of the fraud that's going on there.
Wow.
This was another thing I wanted to point out. Um, when comparing the North Pole to the South Pole with the Midnight Sun, they do have a Midnight Sun tracker up by the North Pole, up in Alaska, and they also have something similar in Norway with what you've seen earlier in the video, where you can track different dates and times, going back decades, and see full, non-edited, full-length videos that have no time stopping, and it shows the 24-hour sun. So we can also do that up in Alaska. And I want to show you this because I want to compare it to another um, webcam video in Antarctica and show you that it doesn't add up. So this, you can track the date and time um, of the midnight sun in Alaska, and we're actually going to be focusing on Utqiagvik up here, which is like the northernmost part of Alaska. It's the closest to the North Pole, and it's like 71 degrees latitude, so it's way up there. And we're going to compare this.
You know, it's crazy. I was in Alaska. I've been to Alaska, and I was there for the midnight sun. And like they have to put heavy, depending on where you stay, they put heavy drapes in front of your window just to like give you the nighttime feel when you're staying in Fairbanks. And I was in Fairbanks, and like that thing is out that late. It's just out that late. It's crazy. Like it's a wild experience, but like you'll lose track of time if you're out there. All right. So yeah, that's the real deal up there, like that.
Utqiagvik webcam footage to the webcam footage at Newmeyer Station from today, which is May 4th. And we're going to compare that, and then we're going to see what the huge difference is. That's literally impossible to occur, especially if we're on a globe, allegedly. So we're going to look here at this Utqiagvik webcam footage, and this is actually a full 24-hour time lapse for May 4th. You can see here, May 4th, 2024. So let's go ahead and play that.
I've seen this recently. Yep, I did
And
see that, Mr. Jones.
we can see that it is literally daylight for the full 24 hours. It never even goes to civil twilight.
Flatworks, yeoman's work right there. Flatworks, that is an amazing job. You want to know something? That's something that we've continuously kind of looked over, we've kind of glossed over. But yeah, that's a perfect example. Everybody has or not everybody, but a lot of us have experienced the 24-hour sun in places like Fairbanks and up in Alaska and stuff like that. So yeah, to actually just make that comparison, like it just totally skipped my mind and a lot of other people's minds, but you had enough presence of mind to actually demonstrate that. Yo, thank you. Actually, thank you for that.
It's like full on daylight for the full 24 hours. So never goes civil twilight, never goes nighttime. It's daylight the whole day on May 4th up at 7 daylight. So now let's see what happens when we go to down by Antarctica at the New Meyer Station and around the same latitude, about 70 to 72 degrees latitude. Let's see what their webcam shows. This is New Meyer Station in Antarctica. Now notice the timestamp up here. It turns daytime right at about 7 in the morning. So 7 in the morning, it's already daytime out. Now let's see how long it stays daytime for. So it stays daytime till about 1600 hours, which is a little bit over 1600 hours. So it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. So from 7 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon, it's completely daylight out. And the rest of the day, it's nighttime. It's completely pitch black, dark nighttime. So day, it's completely daytime, and the other half of in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon, it's daytime, and then it's obviously it's nighttime. So why, if we're on a globe, and this is according to several different scientific websites, Antarctica.gov, and then other astronomy websites, they all say that according to the globe model, there should be 6 months of daylight at the North Pole and then 6 months of nighttime at the South Pole, and vice versa during the summer solstice and the winter solstice. So they should alternate. So when we have a full daylight up at the Arctic Circle, up in Utqiagvik, Alaska, 71 degrees latitude, when you have a full 24 hours of daylight,
It's in there.
the opposite should be occurring at the same latitude, 70 to 71 degrees latitude, at the South Pole. But we can objectively see that that is not happening.
First off, shout out Maria Walker. Welcome. It's about time. Jesus, I've been missing out on you. I've been seeing. And yes, again, awesome work by Flatworks demonstrating this, just comparing the two, the Arctic to the South Pole. The Arctic is so easy because, and also so many of us are up close by the Arctic to make these demonstrations, right? That there's a 24-hour sun, that there's a period for a long ass time where you can see the sun or some daylight. Lyle Datar faces it. It's in the documents where the true level. It is. It is. That's at about 71 degrees. Okay. As soon as spinning water happens. If they don't, that's all right. It's Maria Walker. It's amazing to see you, though. Still, doesn't matter how late you are. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, it is. It's an amazing video. And there it is, guys, down at the bottom. I just went ahead and I posted it. Recent video I did yesterday about the 3 whistleblowers coming out saying that. Wait a minute. Wait, I thought this. Wait, I thought this was it. No. No, no. It's about time. Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind is just showcasing your video. Oh, which one? Oh, okay. Well, hell yeah. Shout out to Sovereign Soul, man. Sovereign Soul. I sub to him. Sovereign Soul and Unchained Mind, guys. You need to sub to him. He's the brother that he's got the ISS in the background. Always smoking on a square. Let's see. Yeah, so yes, yes. That's an excellent video actually right there. The one that you made yesterday. I thought this was it. I thought, you know what, with the whistleblowers.
As they do not have 24-hour nighttime. They have
guys, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I think you guys get the point with this one. We need to watch that video. All right. We need to. I'm sorry, Flatworks. Your stuff is great. right? But definitely we need to watch that video. That was a really good one. All right. Let's see. Let's get to that one. Okay, no, this is it. So let's pop it in. Woo! That works. These jokers. So let's see.
Hey everyone, just want to give you guys an update on some very interesting information I've come across recently in regards to this final experiment. Um, among one of these things I came across was three different whistleblowers, if you will, if that's what you want to call them, that were stationed in Antarctica for many months during the summer, that had all stated that there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica and that the sun sets every day in the summer, um, while they were in Antarctica. So we got three different people that have come out and stated this, and we'll get to that later. Um, but we're also going to go over some of the previous fraud and scams, in regards to different trips that were planned by global propagandists to fly over Antarctica and try to prove the globe, and they end up basically just blowing up in their face, and nothing ever really came of them, and they never really gave an explanation for why they were canceled, and they basically just disappeared without any answers. So we're going to go over that too, but for those of you that aren't familiar with the final at the Union Glacier Camp,
Uh,
in Antarctica, and they are flying a couple of flat earthers and a couple of globers down there to witness the alleged 24-hour sun phenomenon. I believe this is supposed to take place in December. So they haven't completely decided on who is going to be going there yet, but we're still kind of in the works with the planning on that. But if you guys haven't seen it already, there's already been fakery in Antarctica that we've discovered over the years, and we're going to go ahead and kind of cover some of that here in a minute. Some of the fakery that we've come across over the last 7 or 8 years is these faked 24-hour sun videos. We've discovered that there's many editing artifacts that prove without a shadow of doubt that these 24-hour sun videos are objectively edited and cropped and synced and faked. Now, what I find interesting about a lot of these 24-hour sun videos is the timing of them.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe, y'all. Like, share, sub, please.
None of these 24-hour sun videos even existed before 2015, 2016.
Exactly. And what's so awesome about you picking up on that is that that's when like the true level flat earth started to gain traction. That's when it started attracting people en masse. You know what I'm saying? And 2017 is when 2017 is when I began my awakening with the true earth, right? So let's continue.
And all of a sudden, when flat earth kind of came into the mainstream and became more controversial, that's when all of these 24-hour sun videos just started randomly popping up, and they were all proven faked. And it's like, why would you have not just one, but 3 or 4 different fake 24-hour sun videos? Like, if this 24-hour sun in Antarctica actually existed, there would be hundreds, if not thousands of videos of it, and there's none. But yet up north, there's hundreds of videos of it that are unedited up at
Yes.
the North Pole and the Arctic. So you kind of have to ask yourself about the timing of these videos and when they came out, and why is there not just one, but several fake videos of this down south? But it's not even just the 24-hour sun videos, it's also the South Pole webcam. They literally cut and edit the webcam footage. They cut 10 hours out of it every day. So the shadows will go halfway around these flags and it'll stop.
Yes. Guyana Spice, you need to get that recording of your dad saying that. Please, you get as much information from him. I remember you saying he's clear of mind and everything else like that. But get as much info from him as you can. My dad's born in 37, not 87, excuse me. 37, and he doesn't talk much. My dad don't talk much. But I ask him and he's like, oh, whatever. But yeah, you need to get that through to us, right? Get that information and get that to us. I'd love to see his perspective on this stuff. Suspicious at all. But people can't see the flag with all the proof now. I don't think it'll change too much. Yeah, 3 doctorates and 3 grad degrees. Oh my God. He's mentally great. Wow. 3 doctorates and 3 grad degrees. Damn. The only degrees I got are in my armpits. Get it? Degree, armpits, because degrees is stick at the earth. Anyway. Yeah. We need to know exactly. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Like this is stuff that would be a perfect demonstration of how much everything so much has changed in the last 100 years. Documents, days, typewriters, yeah, footnotes. Shit was harder back then. It was harder, absolutely. Guys, if you come in, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. As a kid, you could learn creation theory with the Big Bang. Well, I feel you on that, Maria Walker. We learned, well, I went to Catholic school, so we learned the creation theory, and then it totally like went right over my head. I didn't get it. Circumnavigation is a complete navigation around the entire island, continent, or astronomical body. Notice island and the real things listed first. Yep. Let's get back to this video. This thing is
It'll go
It
8,
gets
9, 10,
crazy,
11, and then 20. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 22. So they're cutting 10, 11 hours out of these webcams every day. And it's every day of every month of the entire year they're doing that. So you have to ask.
And then he spoke about how you spoke about in your other video, how those 10 hours are the critical moments. It's like 10 hours of darkness, essentially, right? Yeah, and 10, 12 hours of that shit missing.
Ask yourself, why? And even the reason they give doesn't make any sense, because that would also have to apply up north. They'd have the same issue with, the webcams up north, but they actually can track it every day up north and they don't have to edit the videos. So it just makes no sense with all of this fakery and fraud. But it doesn't even end there. We're also going to find out that they're faking flights over Antarctica.
Back in 2018, there was a website called www.overthepoles2018.com. I had to use the Wayback Machine to bring up the old website. Essentially, there was supposed to be a flight called the Polar Explorer that was going to circumnavigate the entire alleged globe Earth over both the North and South Pole.
Shout out to Taboo Conspiracy, y'all. You guys know him. It's been amazing content. Definitely a sub to this guy as well. Let's continue.
Poles. A genuine flight like that would be dispositive, as it was supposed to fly straight over the alleged geographic South Pole without turning around. Maybe you weren't around at that time, but all globe propagandists were very excited about this flight because this was going to end the flat Earth. In fact, there was one globe propagandist named Greater Sapien who purchased a ticket on the Polar Explorer. He seemingly used crowdfunding to raise the funds to purchase the ticket. This was certainly an exciting time for the globe propagandists. But there was one lowly, crazy flat earther, and maybe there were others, who didn't believe the claims of the Over the Poles website or the globe propagandists. And
Guys, take a look at the bottom left right here. Take a look at what it says. Look at the name on that thing. Taboo Conspiracy, regular, plain, right? Without the wings. Check it out.
called the Polar Explorer flight a scam. I actually forgot I made a video about it until I watched reruns of Globebusters the other day, and Bob actually reviewed my old video, which was lost with one of my prior YouTube channel terminations. For whatever reason, I find the Polar Explorer situation highly relevant today. Can you guess who was right? I mean, certainly a lowly flat earther wasn't right over all of those globe propagandists. Was the Polar Explorer a scam? Well, it turns out the flight was a scam, and everyone who purchased a ticket lost their money, including Greater Sapiens contributors. Are we witnessing a Greater Sapien 2.0? You be the judge. Enjoy.
Oof. That's a tough one. We spoke about that earlier. We spoke about that in the previous True Earth Tuesdays as well. Let's hope not. Whether they go out and they do this experiment, I pray for them. I hope they all return. Whether we like McToon and fight the flat Earth or not, I don't want to see any of those guys get hurt. Jaron and freaking old Red over there, damn Austin Whitsitt, we definitely don't want to see those guys get hurt. But if they do the project, we'll take it with a grain of salt, right? But we're expecting results to be what we know for them to be, and these are great demonstrations. This video and the previous video is a great demonstration as to why it should be, not be a 24-hour sun. Period.
Well, and a couple people did videos on this. Celebrate Truth did one, and so did Taboo Conspiracy. And Taboo Conspiracy, went on to elaborate even more how this thing was doomed from the get-go, and that it appears to be a scam. And that what he found is, according to the federal air regulations that are in effect for Antarctica, apparently there are limits to which that particular model of aircraft can go from any major airport. And I think it's something like 15 or 1,600 miles, something like that. And, which means that there's no way that they can get anywhere near the South Pole, or the Edmondson Scott Station.
If you guys don't know who that is speaking right now, that's the late Bob Nodell of Globebusters. I missed hearing him, and he just recently passed like a year ago or so. So shout out to Bob Nodell. Rest in peace. We miss you out here. But it's good to still hear his voice from time to time. Let's continue.
So all of this has been, and of course the FAA could waive those regulations, but I seriously doubt that they are, because we know that they're not going to go down there. But in case you guys have not heard about this, what everybody is talking about is this flight around the globe, the Polar Explorer flight. And it's at this website, overthepoles2018.com. And you can go there and look at it. And what we're looking at specifically here is the code of conduct that shows up down here. And it says Polar Explorer, is a celebration of commercial aviation and a homage to the achievements of Pan American Airways. The spirit of this flight is one of adventure, friendship, and shared goal of establishing a new aviation speed record. Yeah, right. Although the flight is open to all who wish to join in, it has come to our attention that some have expressed interest in using this flight to attempt to disprove or discredit scientific fact. You got that right, Slim. As the safety and the comfort of all passengers is our primary concern, we will not permit any scientific or experimental equipment of any kind on board the aircraft. Well, what about Greater Sapien, right? Greater Sapien basically crowdfunded from all of his viewers. And by the way, this has been known for quite some time because, like I said, I mentioned this well over a month ago on Globebusters when I first found out about it, and apparently it's been in this, on the web page itself. So either Greater Sapien read this and is aware of it and is going to claim that he went around the world anyway, or he didn't do his research, which of course is also pretty normal, I think, for him, and is going to go take this flight, with $20,000 of his subscribers' hard-earned money, and he's going to come back with no proof whatsoever other than what they tell him, and at that I'm just going to have to laugh, So you got to wonder, what is he going to do, when he gets back from this trip? It's interesting because when you go further into the finding, as Taboo Conspiracy does, he finds out that they can change the route at any time. They say, well, if we don't make it, we'll give you back your money unless we can come up with an alternate route. Now, they're not saying alternate route to what, they're just saying alternate route. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to say, oh, well, safety conditions prohibit us from doing this or whatever, or this country won't allow us to do it. So we're just going to go almost to the South Pole, but not really, and we're going to skirt it.
And there they go, moving the damn goalposts like they always do. And then that's their way of letting themselves off the hook every damn time. Every damn time. And you know what, man? Like this term liar, like they use it on us. It blows my mind how they're like, you flat earthers are liars. And I'm like, where are we lying? We're just providing you the evidence that what you guys are claiming is total bullshit. Where's what we're saying the lie? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you come up with the video and then it's like, bam, in your face, bitch, lying ass motherfucker. Excuse my language, y'all. It's midnight, man. And the moon's out. So I'm just kidding. I don't know if the moon's out or not. I haven't seen it. But man, like this stuff be getting me amped, man. Like real talk, that gets me amped up. And that's the thing. Yeah, it's like, yo, what do you mean it's a lie? Like, these guys are unreal. You had people on Facebook, like, this is real. You had people on Facebook saying that I'm a shill, I'm a liar. And I said, man, if you don't get on out of here, I had to be like, how am I a liar? They said, you said that you'd provide us a map. And I was like, I provided you 3 maps. I didn't provide you 1, I provided you 3. So maybe I did lie in that I said I provided you 1, but I gave you 3. I was like, where did I lie? They're like, oh, you're full of shit, this and that. And I said, man, you know what? I said, you need to go somewhere. Matter of fact, I'm gonna block you, and I'm also gonna report you for verbal violence, whatever that nonsense is. I don't even know what it is, but I reported them to Facebook. Either way, I was like, where is it that we're lying? Like, I'm gonna come out and look like an idiot just to lie, just to come out so I can lie. Like, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not getting pennies. I'm not getting food. I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting a foot massage. I'm getting nothing for this. And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but where's the royalties for being a true earther? Where? Like, other than telling the truth and being excited about something new, right? Of the truth getting exposed and it unraveling a lot more than we could ever imagine. Like, what do we get? Where are these royalties coming in from? Where are they coming in at? Earth community is lying, is my question. Who could possibly be lying? Where is it that we sabotage these people? When do we sabotage these people? Because, I mean, we have recognized is that true earthers don't go to people's channel to sabotage them. We may go to other channels and ask questions, be like, what are you talking about? That's bullshit. That's not how it works. You guys need to do research. Please do research. Now that's something different. You know what I'm saying? You sound too angry. I get it. He's got degrees. He keeps cool. He doesn't feed into anger usually. I feel you. I feel you, Guy in the Spice. I feel you. I tell you, you know, one thing I can't stand is being called a liar. That's one thing. Especially when I feel as if I'm being called a fool at every turn. I lost my job. I lost a previous job because of this. Because I was telling the truth, right? Let me tell y'all something. There was somebody that had a Baphomet statue. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And they said it was okay. They said it was fine to have that there. And I mean, I was getting shat on for just telling it like it was. But it was okay to have that Baphomet statue. This is what pisses me off. That's why I get mad. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's righteous, and I truly believe this is righteous anger. And so to sit there and say it the way I'm saying it, I don't think I'm angry enough to some degree. Like I smile about it and shit, and I'm like, you know, and I made a video on it. But it's like, yo, like the way I was treated. You know, my name is Vladimir, right? You know what, they were calling me Vladimir, which I think that's kind of funny, but still, a bunch of grown-ups. They call me Vladimir, right? Whatever. So they were making fun of me. But you have this joker with this statue worshiping it, and it's supposed to be okay, right? Anytime that thing was in the room, I didn't want to be in the room with that thing. That's how crazy it was. I'm not. Why would I lie about that? Why would I make any of that? Right? And these are the types of people that cut me loose, right? Because my brain was somewhere else, not on that. And no, that's not okay. But that's the shit that I had to fucking deal with. And I'm not saying that all of them were bad, and I'm not really saying that any of them were bad. But it was just the way of thinking, right? It was totally different. And so when I they came to me about what it was I believed. They came to me about how it was I was thinking. They were like, well, you spent so many years in the Navy. Why would you think that? And I'm like, that's exactly why I think that. Because I spent as much time as I did in the Navy, and I did the things that I did, and I saw the things that I saw, and I performed the things that I performed, to where it's like, I can't believe I missed what this place actually is. And it made me feel some kind of way, that here I am, God has blessed me with these opportunities, and I get to experience all the stuff that we talk about. We talk about this stuff, and when I bring it to them, especially in the capacity that I was working in, they turned around and they said that it's not real, that I'm making it up. Part of my job was highly classified, right? And so I'm not going to discuss what it was I did for work, but it was so highly classified. It's like you basically had to tell them your deepest, darkest secrets for the most part. So me, being a true earther, the super judgmental world we live in, that's not bad, right? People finding out that you're a true or flat earther, you're not going to get any You're not going to get any pum pum. You're not going to get any punani. But if certain people find out that you're a true earther, you're not going to get many job opportunities if they find this out. Hell, you might not even get a good cooked meal, or they might spit in it if you find out that you're a true or flat earther. I mean, it's crazy, because this is how some of the thinking has shifted in where it is we live, the time that we live. It's absolutely bizarre. But this is what I was facing. And because I spoke the truth when they asked me, when they pin me against the wall and ask me, is it true you're a flat earther? I was like, yeah. What? And then here's the thing. I could have turned around and I could have hit it, right? I could have said, no, I'm not. And then I could have gone to work, made my videos every week, every weekend, every day. And then you want to know something? They would have fired me a lot faster because I lied to the people that I work with. Damned if I do, damned if I don't, right? But yeah, it was that. And then one of the videos that I made, or actually like the last video that I made that actually got me in like a big spike of trouble, was it was what it was. I'm not really going to discuss it, but it was how I said my beliefs make me look crazy, but if somebody else lived a particular lifestyle where they could do certain things, they applaud that and they big that up. You know what I'm saying? So if you have this way of thinking where you believe the earth, or you just know that this earth is what it is, right? They're going to crucify it. And then they're going to put you, and then you know what they do is they ridicule you by letting other people know. They let other people know and they mock you, right? And they leave you out there to dry. And it's wild. But the thing is, I've come to accept it that, hey, that's just how it is, right? And I buckled down. They told me to apologize. I was like, I'm not fucking apologizing because it's the truth. And I didn't give a damn. And it was the same thing with that goddamn Coco. I was like, oh, well, fuck it, dude. It is what it is, man. It's the truth. I'm not going to take that back. Like I said what I said. I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back. It is what it is. You don't like it? Kick rocks, man. Get the fuck up out of my face. That's just what it is. I apologize for that. But that's how I feel, especially this day, this time, with this topic. Because people need to see that at some point you can't half step with a lot of things, right? And you need to draw a line in the sand. You need to just draw a line in the sand and be like, this is what it is. Because they need to see where you stand. And then once the truth comes out, there will be no question as to what it is you were thinking and whether or not you were trying to lead people towards the truth and freedom or towards the lake of fire. There won't be any question. They can always go back and be like, you know what? She was telling me the whole time. And I chose not to listen. He was telling me the whole time. And I decided to make fun of him. Now I kind of regret it. I kind of feel stupid that I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? But this just goes to show you that when you're telling the truth, kind of like when they say that the plane that flies over the target is going to catch the most flack. This is why it's important for you to just say it with your chest. When you're getting this much backlash, you need to double down. You need to double down because as soon as you start half stepping and you start going back, they start smelling blood and then they go in for the attack and then you lose. And we give up so much ground every time because of that. And that's the thing is we can't leave it up to them and we can't let them determine how we get the truth out. We just give it to them. We got to give it to them straight. And then we have to give it to them often. And then here's the thing is YouTube has rules that we have to follow, right? That's fine. There's Rumble. There's other channels out there. And then you just go out and you just keep professing. You keep going out and you keep pushing. The truth, man, they say the truth doesn't need a defense. Well, you know what? I'm just out there to just continue to push it. And you guys, I'm sure you're out there pushing the same truth. Some people have bigger platforms than others, and that's perfectly fine. We all fit in where we get it. You know what I'm saying? We all fit in where we get in, and I'm just doing my small little part, and I have my small little story, but it's a totally valid story. It's a totally valid story, and it's current. You guys were there. Y'all motherfuckers, you guys were there when you saw me when I got shit canned, and why I got shit canned. And a lot of y'all probably saw the video that got me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, was I lying? I wasn't trying to shit on nobody. All I was doing was telling the truth for what it was. I didn't see anything classified or nothing like that. I didn't disclose anything that I wasn't supposed to disclose. I was just telling the truth based on what we got going on in today's society. That's it. The truth, whether you like it or not, it is what it is. That's it. It is what it is. You know, when you're born into this life, you're not born into this. You're not born with money in your pocket. And it's so sad that money is the driving force for everything. But it is. It truly is. It is what it is, right? It's just a grand motivator. It's a grand motivator. And so when you see these folks out here accepting something into their body that they're not sure of, it's about money. It's about money. When you see people sitting there ridiculing other people, you know, and they're not sure, it's because they don't want to be pointed out as not being sure or being, you know, riding the fence. They don't want eyes on them. And it's about money, and it's about losing those surface opportunities. Jehovah's daughter, how you doing, sister? How you doing? It's awesome to see you. I saw you holding it down at Sovereign Souls channel, and thank you for that. Thank you for joining, and thank you for being part of my channel. I appreciate you. You should be here more often. Thank you. But man, that was tough. But that was recent, and you guys got to witness it. I would say I was down, but I really wasn't. I really wasn't down. It was like they want to do this because of that. Well, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But I didn't lie I didn't lie on anyone. I didn't tell any lies on anyone. I didn't go behind anyone's back and talk bad about them. And I always spoke positively about the people that I worked with. Right? I never spoke bad. And there was a lot of this going on at work about people while they were gone, and I was like, nah, man. Like, I get up, I leave the room. I'm not about that kind of life. Right? And then you had people constantly doing that, consistently doing that. And I was like, I don't want to be part of that. But then it was just, you know, when I left the room, everybody spoke about how I was just a true earther. You know what I'm saying? That worked where I worked. And then you had people that wanted me fired strictly because they were like, oh, he's going to tell the Russians. And it's like, motherfucker, I was in the Navy for 23 fucking years doing things like this right here with super high clearances. And I'm going to tell the Russians now? Why didn't I do it then? And I'm going to tell see, here's the crazy thing, man. When people go out and they do these things, they're doing it for money. They're getting paid by the Chinese, the Russians. Like that's the one thing that it just never sat well in my stomach. Kind of like milk, right? When you had people that would be a Benedict Arnold to their own country. And my thing was, if you would do that to your country, you would do that to your siblings, you do that to your friends. And it just never sat well with me. I never understood it. Why would I come into a place of work, a place of employment, and do it to the people that I work with? It blew my mind. But you had people that thought that I would, that they thought that I would. I don't know, man. I don't know. We live, we learn, but we need to continue to live at the end of the day. We need to live. That's for sure. It happened. It's beyond us now. I'm not going to talk about it because it's bigger than me. And I realize that this true earth thing is bigger than me. So I need to keep talking about it. You know, whether they like the truth or not, I need to keep talking about it. It's the only way people are going to learn. You're not going to like it, but it's medicine that you need. You don't need to like how it smells, but you know what? You need it. You need it because you've been smelling some lying roses for a long time. You need something a little bit funky but true. You need it. It's good medicine. It's good medicine. Flatworks, yeah. Jehovah's Daughter. If you hadn't checked out Flatworks, check him out. He's got amazing content. He's got amazing content. Flat Out Fudge. How you doing, man? Flat Out Fudge, you're doing all right. Welcome, welcome. Yep. So that was another thing was I demonstrated to them, the guys that I worked with, I demonstrated to them how the moon gave us something totally opposite than what the sun gives. They work on like opposite schedules. And they were like, "Oh, you didn't do the scientific theory. You didn't have a controlled. It wasn't right. It wasn't done right." And I'm like, "What? What?" I said, "Man, when it's hot outside and you did get a temperature reading with the sun in the shade, we all understand that the sun is hot, right? And the shade is cool." I was like, "Well, it's not the same with the moon and the shade. It just isn't. I don't know why." And then they're like, "Oh, you did it wrong. The temperature layer of this and that and this and just talking their globe gibberish." So these are the guys that in my previous job that I showed them this, and I would show them these things, and they would call me crazy. And where I worked, you would think that these people had better minds about them. Like, I'm serious. You'll find cheap in every single community. It doesn't matter. You'll find them working in government. You'll find them working outside. You're working in NASA. You'll find them working outside NASA. They'll probably be in the Illuminati and they'll think the same freaking way as those other people. I'm telling you, it blows your mind. I'm like, dude, do you not see what it is that goes on here? And you're telling me I'm crazy? And they're like, "Oh, well, that's totally different." I'm like, my God, my God, my God, my God. Okay. Like, okay, it's different. All right. I'm not even gonna argue. But yeah, it ended up costing me a way of life. Also, at Maria Walker. So you're talking about, I see this right here. Plus the words. Let me check that out. I'm gonna check this out, what you're talking about. Wait a minute. Huh. I'm actually on it right now. Wait a minute. Hmm. Huh? Hey, Maria, hit me up on a private chat with that. Maria, hit me up on a private chat with that. Send that to me in the private chat, okay? Send to me exactly what it is you want me to look at in the private chat, okay? And then I'll take a look at that. Can you do that? Yes, send that to me. Send that to me there. And yeah, I'll go to private chat. Where go to private chat. Go to private chat in this. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. I'm over there reminiscing of go to private chat. It should be in the streamed, yeah, along the side. Private chat. No? Hold on. Maria Walker. Let's see. Got that copied. I'll drop that in with you. Boom. Usually streams on Saturday night around 9 to 10. Young kids in order. Okay. If you hit the StreamYard joint, hit StreamYard right there, Maria. Damn, Maria, you're like my parents when it comes to technology. My parents are still trying to figure out VCR right. I think they've got the VCR down pat. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Maria. You're figuring out the VCR like my parents right now, and CD players. My poor parents. StreamYard. Yeah, so I went ahead and let's see. I dropped that in there for you. I dropped that in there. So any of you guys, if you want to join the chat, please, by all means, it's available. It's made ready and available to you. I went ahead and I dropped it. I'll drop it one more time. Boom. There you go. There you go. And again, the topic of discussion has been a few things, but I want to kind of highlight the where it says scam right there. You have an awesome channel in Flatworks. Flatworks has an amazing content, an amazing channel, right? And he's new, and he is a growing platform, a growing channel. So I highly recommend you guys subscribe to him if you haven't already. Show this guy some love, give him the thumbs up, and support him, right? And that's the thing is, if you like the content, definitely support it. Show it some love, get behind it, and support these guys. These guys work really hard to provide good content, and I love watching this stuff. I'm gonna put out another comprehensive list of the channels that I watch. I'm sure you guys have channels as well. Whatever is missing, guys, please, whatever is missing in these channels, right? Just fill in the blanks for me, right? Whatever I didn't put down, throw some channels in there. Just throw 3 or 4 channels, True Earth, Flat Earth channels that you watch, and put them in there. You know what I'm saying? I want to give the community access to all these guys so they can watch them, right? And if they like them, if they rock with them, definitely subscribe to them. And if they kind of do, if they kind of don't, subscribe to them. You know what I'm saying? You might find something that you like. But the thing is, the thing we have in common, we know this thing don't curve, and we know this thing don't turn. Yeah, so we're joined at the hip in that regard. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man, Flatworks, it's not a problem, brother. It's not a problem. It's easy, right? We're joined at the hip in that regard. So it doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like, what you had for dinner last night. None of that freaking matters. We know what this world is, and we understand that it is the linchpin behind all this other nonsense. We're wide awake. We're wide awake and we're excited. And excitement, some of us are happy and excited, some of us are angry and excited. But we're excited nonetheless, right? And we're always looking forward to what's to come. And I don't know about you, but I've kind of put BS talk away off to the side. Small talk to me is boring, and I'm not going to say my nose up to small talk, but I can't really do it and then not talk about the flat earth afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Maria Walker, you ain't got to turn your camera on. Oh, Maria Walker. She's still trying to figure it out. Oh Lord. But yeah, like, so who's in here? Oh, let's click Mr. Jones. Yeah. Maria Walker, you can't do small talk. You're having a hard time with the remote too. So She's like, what's this button? That's the on button, Maria. Come on, man. What's that button right there? That's volume. Oh, okay. That's why I'm not hearing anything. I'm just giving you hell. I'm giving you hell. The pot is clear. Balls out physics. Yes, balls out physics. I think Brian, I think he may have lost employment also. I think he lost his job because he was like defending the true earth. I think he did because he was defending the true earth. Ida, you have a good night. Have a good night, dear. All right, you have a good night. Oh man, it is late. I guess in Washington. In Washington, huh? Mm-hmm. And I haven't heard from Shannon Emerson. Usually I hear from Shannon a lot. I haven't heard from Shannon much tonight. That's crazy. Brian Boland, balls out physics. Yeah, I remember balls out physics, and he's left-handed. And I remember he would do his demonstrations and stuff like that. Why a lot of stuff is impossible. Yeah, and oh, yeah, can she do StreamYard with it? Yo, yeah. She doesn't have to be on camera. That's the Ghost of Judah tribe. It's like, hey guys, make sure you're on camera. Yeah, you don't have to be on camera. Matter of fact, Maria Walker, cover up your camera, right? And then when you're on, just make sure you hit the camera button to where it cuts your camera off. You don't have to be on camera. Yeah, guys, as you enter in, you don't have to be on camera. You don't have to worry about being on camera. If you're a camera shy, that's fine. I won't put you on camera. And then it turns out Maria Walker's like freaking Hillary Clinton or some shit. And it's like, oh, Hillary Clinton, you're a true earther? She's like, damn it. If you stupid mangling kids didn't freaking have me come on this dumb show, you never would have found out that I was in here watching y'all. Shannon. Okay, Shannon Emerson, you here? All right, Shannon. All right. Shannon is here. I thought we missed out on you. Yeah, man, for real, for real. I don't know if you guys watch uh what's it? Jake the Asshole, right? But that dude, the impersonations that he does, as of late, he's been doing this fool has been doing, he is a plum fool. Jake the Asshole has been doing damn old dude. He's been doing, oh my god. Where's Jake the Asshole? He is Jake the Asshole is wild. He is a character for sure. So, all right, I want you guys to take a look at this. You guys got to take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this one for a minute. All right. I'm going to stop the screen right there, and then I'm going to present to you Jake the Asshole right here. This dude is wild, man. But I don't want to be in the show or anything. I just wanted to encourage you to look further. I got you. I got you. I will. Maria Walker, check me out, Iron Earth on Rumble, and then put in there what you want me to watch. Check me out on Rumble, Iron Earth, right? Not Ironwork. Jake the Asshole, a homeless person? Really? That I did not know. That I did not know. I will show you guys this though. Jake the Asshole he's a character. He is a character. Let's check him out real quick. This is him right here.
Elmo was sitting in his Overlander, vaping away, and Elmo was staring at the sky at the chemtrails, and Elmo saw a swarm of Chinese dwarves, and Elmo got scared and rolled up the windows and got the hell out of there because Elmo doesn't want the Chinese dwarves to fly up my ass and give me nano AIDS. Elmo wants you to buy gold, and Elmo will give you 15%.
He's wild.
Folks.
This is
I'm having a hard time keeping myself together. I totally might start crying right now at any moment. And I'm not faking it at all. It's these globalists who got me so sad. I'm about to cry right now. I swear I am. Boo. Boo-hoo. So damn sad. If Trump doesn't come back, then I'm telling you, we are all in so much trouble. America's gonna crumble. It makes me so sad knowing that America's gonna crumble. If Trump doesn't come back and save us, we are all doomed. And I can't help but cry. I'm gonna cry right now. Is that what you want me to do? You want me to cry right now? Because I'll do it. I'll freaking cry right now.
oh wow. He beat up a homeless dude. That's deep. I did not know that. Oh wow. I did not know that he beat up a homeless guy. I wonder if that's why they call him Jake the asshole. Still gotta be happy. External things like heliocentric lies can't bring us down. Oh no, Garden Spice, I totally agree. Totally agree. I'm not a hater. I'm not mad. I'll let it go. But I tell you what, I haven't forgotten. And those that lied to me, I haven't forgotten them either. I'd be a fool to do that. I have not forgotten. Not at all. So I remember them. Totally. I totally remember them. Yes. I totally remember them. But yeah, I'm not gonna let it bend me out of shape, but I use that as fuel. Totally. I use it as fuel, yes. This one disappointed me. Yeah. Alex Jones, unfortunately, they made him liquidate his show. This is why certain groups of people, you can't trust them because they give it, but then they take it away if you don't play the way they play. So if you don't play by their rules, they take it from you. You saw what they did to Kanye? Kanye bragging about how he's a multi-billionaire, and then they took all that from him. Remember that? Remember that? Oh man, I was like, of course, man. They were proud of it. They were like, yeah, take his billions away. Then he lost it like overnight. And I was like, it wasn't yours to begin with, bro. Like you were on borrowed money. That was theirs. Let them have it. Jesus said, give Caesar's, let Caesar have his silver. Give Caesar what belongs, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give it back to him. Give it back to him because that is not yours. Let him have it. Yeah, yeah. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So if that's what they want, let them have it, man. That's their money. You know what's up? You know what I find amazing is how you have these big, giant, strong, right? Strong NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, hockey, all these guys and all these crazy sports and all this entertainment. Just big, giant, strong, strapping fellows being told what to do, led around, and then they can't use their platform for good things, to tell the truth. And when they do, they're smited, and then you know who tells them what to do. Sad, totally sad. And to me, they lose credibility. They lose credibility. I'm like, next. Yeah. The protocols, yeah. The protocols is it. Yep. I'm not even going to say that last word with the Zulu, India, Oscar. I'm not going to say that word. Yep, not going to say it. But I actually, oh yeah, we discussed the protocols last week. We discussed them last week, and they fit perfectly with what's going on these days. Hell, there was that one protocol that spoke about the science, and so a big one is the science, right? No. You got the learned elders of Zulu, India, Oscar, November. I'm not even going to say that word, but no, that's it. So the science is a big one, where they said, and I'm just paraphrasing y'all, where they said that they're going to use the science to make you feel as if you learned something, and then they're gonna talk about you as if you're a world-renowned uh, uh, proctologist. I don't know, whatever. I'm just making stuff up at this point. Uh, where they'll use that, right? And basically, they're just leading you astray. You ain't teaching nobody nothing. You ain't learning nothing. Billy Carson, you ain't teaching nobody nothing with this Emerald Toth, this Toth scroll. Like, what are you talking about? You know, this Billy Carson dude, man, just, and the other one, the actor, you know, the light skinned dude that was Hustle and Flow, just going on Joe Rogan and just talking about these lies about the world, and you know, 1 times 1 is 85 or something like that. I don't even know. Flatworks, brother. Oh man, Flatworks, it was amazing to have you tonight, brother. Hey, you have a good night, man. You have a good night. Yes, and guys, Flatworks, amazing channel, amazing gentleman. Make sure you sub to his content. Make sure you sub and make sure you like his content. All right. Flatworks is in the house, and then he's out the house. Flatworks, it was good having you tonight, brother. You have a good night. For 2022, gatekeepers, yeah. Our awakening was very different from most. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that it's like guys like Alex Jones, right? But yeah, guys like Alex Jones, like, were kind of bringing me up to speed with what was going on. But Flatworks, you have a good night, brother. That's right, Terrence Howard. That's it, Terrence Howard. Yeah, and yeah, he lost me everywhere. Terrence Howard lost me everywhere, except for him being Rhodey. I liked him being Rhodey in Iron Man. I loved him being Rhodey in Iron Man. Sweet dreams, Flatworks, yes. Bring up the Apollo moon astronauts playing golf, riding buggies, throwing javelins, and yeah, laugh while saying it because it's some fake. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good way to keep people off my tail when it comes to the true earth. I get it, but yeah, people are, people are so NPC, and I think David Weiss puts it best. They're non-playable characters. I guess David Weiss plays a lot of RPGs. Who knows? It's me taking a guess, but they're like NPC. They're like part of the Sims or something. You know, they kind of, and it's crazy how people are just so cliche in their conversations, right? You know exactly what they're going to say based off of a lot of the conversations that you hear out there. You know a lot of what people are going to say next. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's almost as if they're like NPCs. It's almost as if they're like NPCs. It's wild. It's wild. But whatever. I digress. But yeah, Alex Jones was a part of it. Bill Cooper. I don't. That's his name. The guy that wrote "Behold a Pale Horse." Bill Cooper. He's a big part of my awakening, right? Bill Cooper. A lot of what he wrote about, and what he predicted right before he was murdered. by I think it was the Arizona police, Phoenix police, before he was murdered in November of 2001. Bill Cooper woke me up to a lot of stuff. It's a lot that I got to read about, experience, and see. I'm sure along with many of you guys that brought us here. Like this is no mistake. This is no mistake. This right here. You know. So, just seeing where we are now, knowing what we know now. Conspiracy music guru. I love that guy. Knowing what we know now, it's almost as if this is like the mother lode of it all until we see something else or until we experience something else. This is the mother lode. It's not aliens, UFOs, and it's like all that we don't even care about. We're just like, oh, you guys are still on the Terrence Howard tip, huh? Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah, Terrence Howard, he got us on a tailspin, that's for sure. He sure did. Yeah. And you know, actually, that brings up this last thing I want to discuss. Vika Drazif had his show on Sunday, and I was mentioning that earlier. Vika is the creator of the Mechanical Ring, which, if you hadn't seen it, highly recommend it. Awesome movie. I have it in the chat at the very top. Vika Drazif and the rest of the gang, we were talking about the Challenger and everything else like that. And this is something that that Sovereign Soul was talking about. And he mentioned, and he had good reason to mention, that it's something that it's a topic of discussion that we need to remain on. I want to show you guys something that I got to see for myself. Right? I got to see it for myself. And I'm sure maybe you guys saw it for yourself. But Red's Rhetoric, the one that does math is reality. A lot of times you'll see Jaron do all that. Red's Rhetoric, right? There it is. There it is. Take a look at this. And we're not gonna watch the whole thing, but I want you guys to see this. And it's wild. It's wild because the very next day after we were talking about the Challenger and how this is a point of contention that we need to like kind of focus in on as one of those super big lies you see, other than the globe Earth, the super big lies that further serious investigation. Check this out. I'm going to get off this right here. Stop screen, and then I'm going to show you guys this right here. Check this out.
Hi folks, Astronomy Live here. First, I want to warn anyone watching this video that it will be dealing with some very heavy subject material and some very ghoulish claims that I want to discuss and debunk. Also, I want to please ask everyone watching this video to not reach out, contact, or otherwise harass anyone discussed or listed in this video. They deserve to be left alone.
So y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what it is. It's the Challenger, right? So it's the topic of the Challenger and how those in the True Earth community don't believe that the folks in the Challenger actually died in that space, that explosion. Yeah. So if you didn't see this video, this was made the day after our little our chat. So let's continue.
Not harassed, let alone confronted in real life, which unfortunately, as we'll see shortly, has already started happening. First, a little bit of background. On January 28, 1986, Space Shuttle Challenger had her final, fateful liftoff, ending 73 seconds after liftoff with a catastrophic failure, resulting in the loss of crew and vehicle, claiming the lives of all 7 crew members aboard. Those crew members were Commander Francis Richard Scobie, Pilot Michael John Smith, Mission Specialist 1 Ellison Shoji Onizuka, Mission Specialist 2 Judith Arlene Resnick, Mission Specialist 3 Ronald Irwin McNair, Payload Specialist 2 Gregory Bruce Jarvis, and Payload Specialist 1 Sharon Chris Olive. Reasons why the tragedy occurred. Those reasons are already very well documented elsewhere, and it's outside the scope of this video. But I will say that this video is very tough for me to make personally, in part because I witnessed this in person.
You want to know something? Who didn't see that fucking thing blow up? I get tired of hearing people say, oh, I sat there and I saw it blow up. So did most of America, right? That was born during a particular time frame. So was the school-age kids who watch this. I'll never forget, I was in Miss Scala's class in St. Therese High School and St. Therese Elementary School, excuse me, in Brooklyn, New York on Avenue D, right? And then this shuttle goes up, she wheels the freaking TV in. The shuttle goes up, and then as the thing launches, we're sitting there watching it, and then we were excited because it's the first teacher to go up into space. And then while that thing was launched, you saw this thing split to like a million pieces. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that is the weirdest space shuttle, whatever that is, that I've ever seen. And Miss Scala ran out of the classroom like holding her face. And I was like, maybe she needs to sneeze. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, maybe she needs to sneeze. I don't get it. And then she's, Sister Paulette gets on the 1M, the PA, and then she's like, all right, guys, well, I don't know if those guys really made that. So we need to make sure that we pray for their families. Okay, so let's put the TVs away and let's get back to class. And I was like, oh, I don't know what that is. And then, some of the kids cried and stuff, and I was like, what are they crying about? I was like, that was the weirdest launch. I still didn't get it. I didn't get that those people probably perished. I was like, that's the weirdest launch. And then, I learned, they were like, oh, are you all right? Are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, what are you talking about? Like the astronauts died. I was like, okay, like I'm fine. I wasn't on that fucking thing. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? What are you asking me for? Somebody else, ask the people. I don't know. Don't ask me. But anyway, time goes on. And so I went down with the narrative that, yes, they perished on that space shuttle, right? Until here we are. So we're being led to believe that this unaerodynamic piece of craziness can go as fast as they claim that it was going, right? And so, yeah, the Blackbird, the SR-71, exactly. The SR-71 going at Mach 4, 3 or 4 straight at the dang edge of space as fast as it can. And it's razor thin. It's like paper thin. Like if you look at it front-wise, like you couldn't believe it. This thing is super long too, the SR-71. Yeah. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, big deal. Like this thing, like I've never seen anything like this happen on a space shuttle. I was like, that's weird. Usually it does this and then I don't know. I've never seen that, but okay. So I guess we pray for him, whatever. Right. So, but fast forward to now, and now we know it for what it is. We see it for what it is. But anyway, I digress. Let me stop clapping my damn gums.
Watching from my parents' front lawn as a child, I didn't understand what I was seeing at first. It looked unusual, but I was too young to understand. My mom quickly rushed us inside because she was concerned about the potential for toxic gases to blow our way. And it was that moment, seeing the TV across the room as we came inside, that I realized what had happened.
Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
Challenger, go at throttle up. 1 minute, 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles. Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction.
In the years since, multiple astronauts.
All right. So they're not, a couple of things they're not showing, right? They're not showing what the True Earth community has been showing, as of recent especially, the pictures or the videos of the family that was standing of those shuttle astronaut folk. Those guys were sitting there laughing. Those guys were just sitting around, like, while everybody was perplexed, screaming and stuff. They were sitting around like what are you guys tripping about? Whatever. They were just, doing their own thing, chilling. But these guys, for some reason, just totally forgot to include that in their video. Whatever.
Have come forward saying that they're.
You figure that the reaction from the crowd would be an important piece to you explaining why it's a jacked up thing that us true earthers are on this so hard, right? You figure that the reaction from the people in the crowd would kind of add a little bit of spice and life to your video. But that's not something you want to include, right? It's cool.
There's evidence that the astronauts were not only alive until they hit the water, but that they were actually conscious for at least part of the descent, making deliberate actions to try to troubleshoot the problems with particular switch throws and turning on air bottles to try to troubleshoot the issues that they were facing.
Bang. And then it's a 2-minute ride down. Then you're conscious. We know that.
Astronaut Story Musgrave told me the crew survived in that white cloud. It was Challenger's fuel tank that exploded. The shuttle itself just broke apart. The crew compartment with its 7 living occupants was intact.
The initial path of the crew cabin from the vapor cloud carried it across the path of an adjacent contrail, clearly revealing its truncated form and attitude. The left wing became visible at 78.531 seconds. The main engines and crew cabin are also identifiable.
It took 2 minutes and 45 seconds for the crew cabin to hit the water. The impact speed was 207 miles an hour.
I love how they got this fuzzy ass video. They got this fuzzy ass video of this thing, right? And they're like, if you look real close on this, on that. But then when it comes to spotting like the rings of Saturn, like a pebble from Saturn on Saturn and this, and they could spot freaking, if you look deep inside the dang eye of the hurricane of damn Jupiter, you could see its pupil. Some nonsense like that, man. You can see all this shit from all these ridiculous ass distances. But that looks like the crew cabin over here. No, motherfucker. Zoom in like you zoom in on everything else. Zoom in like you do on everything else. Why don't you do that? And you show us clear-cut fucking pictures. Why don't you fucking do that? But you can't. Fuck out of here, man. Excuse my language, guys.
A NASA statement released after the accident reads, "The forces to which the crew were exposed during orbiter breakup were probably not sufficient to cause death or serious injury." And later, NASA is unable to determine positively the cause of death of the Challenger astronauts, but has established that it is possible but not certain.
Because they believe they didn't die at all because they were never on board to
Here we go.
fight the situation on the way down. And he's not the only astronaut who believes that. If you want more on that, you can go read the book Riding Rockets by astronaut Mike Mullane. Unfortunately, there are conspiracy theorists who believe that the astronauts didn't die when they hit the water because they believe they didn't die at all because they...
Oh, no. Just come out and call us like you know us, man. True Earth is flat Earth. Don't call us conspiracy theorists. Call us like you know us. That's it.
were never on board. That's right. What we're here to talk about is a...
If you guys remember, Justin Harvey, he's come out recently to get these guys, a little bit more shine on this situation. But let's continue.
Viral video of an individual coming to the Brevard County Commissioners meeting earlier in May of this year and presenting to them a conspiracy theory that the astronauts from Challenger are actually still very much alive and need to be investigated.
Almost all of those astronauts alive and well, many using the same exact names. As you can see here, we have Challenger astronaut Judith Resnick and also Judith Resnick, Yale law professor. Michael J. Smith, the pilot of the Challenger astronaut, and also professor at University of Wisconsin, now retired Michael J. Smith. Commander Dick...
Motherfucker got the same name, the same smile. He got the same name, same grin, same teeth, same smile. Yo, hair just white. Hair just white. Look at him. Forehead shinier than a motherfucker. Man, please.
Scobie, who is now president of Cows and Trees. Now, if you'll notice, they all have the exact same faces 30 some odd years later, the same exact name, and they are the same age.
You can probably now tell why I'm having trouble maintaining my usual degree of civility as we go through this video. But I will endeavor to maintain that civility despite the disgusting claims made by Justin. Let's start here. This is Judith Resnick, professor of law at the time at the University of Southern California Law School, and here she is during a 1987 Senate hearing for the nomination of Robert Bork to the U.S. Supreme Court. The first thing I want you to notice about this video is the date, 1987, less than 2 years after the Challenger accident. So aging is not an explanation for why she looks different from astronaut Judith Resnick. She is very clearly a totally different person. Conspiracy theorists like Justin focus on more people that they were astronauts. They will not show you this video, and they will not show you photos of the people much closer to the time of the Challenger accident, because it takes away the argument that any differences in their faces are just aging. This particular video is excellent.
What's going on with the sun as far as what? What's going on with the sun? Jehovah's daughter. What's going on with the sun where? Dropped the ball on that one. Yeah, they dropped the ball. They didn't want to. Yep. Yeah. Well, no. Well, there are more connections. It's the same age. Woman's the same age, same name, same mannerisms, same face. Like it's her. Like you can hear it in her voice. Let's continue.
because it is a video from a known event in history, the Bork confirmation hearings. So there's no arguing about when it was recorded. We know it was recorded in 19. So now that we've removed aging as a factor, let's remove my personal bias factor and run an image from this video through facial recognition software to see if this Judith Resnick is the same as astronaut Judith Resnick.
Now, here's one thing, man. When these people claim that we have software to do this, software to do that, this software could do whatever the hell it wants, man. This software does not have to, it doesn't have to work for you. It could work for them. You can't, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, you can't trust the software either. But whatever, man. I digress. Let these guys continue.
The answer is absolutely not. They are two different people. Facial recognition correctly detects Judy Resnick on the right as the astronaut Judy Resnick, but it doesn't put a box around Judith Resnick, the law professor, on the left. It's only been trained on astronauts, and it does not recognize her because she is a different person. Now we're going to test the claim that aging will throw off the facial recognition and make it impossible to detect recent versions of their appearance if trained on younger photos of them taken closer to the Challenger accident. Here we have a photograph of the law professor Judith Resnick taken in 1990, and a high-resolution copy of this photo is available for download, which makes it an excellent choice to train the facial recognition to recognize a young Professor Judith Resnick and test that against both the astronaut Judy Resnick and against more recent photos of Professor Judith Resnick. This version of the facial recognition software was only trained on the photo of young law professor Judith Resnick, not any of the astronauts. That way, if we feed it a photo that contains astronaut Judy Resnick and we get a detection, we'll immediately see that detection, and it can't be masked by also detecting the astronaut photos of Judy Resnick. As we can see, this version of the facial recognition software detects law professor Judith Resnick just fine during the confirmation hearing video that we just watched. It also detects her just fine in other pictures, even pictures where she's much older, but it does not detect astronaut Judy Resnick.
Them teeth ain't the same? Maybe them eyes, all right, I could see maybe the eyes, but then them teeth is the fucking same. If there's one thing, if you don't want to do fingerprints, you do dental records. If there's one thing you do dental records. That's her. Look at it. You can see the age in her cheeks. You see that stretch? You see the stretchiness? You see on the right side she's younger, but she still got the creases, right? On the left side, them creases turn into polio string cheese on her face, man. Them cheeks. And I'm not talking about her booty neither. Her face, them cheeks. Look at the cheeks. Look at her teeth. The smile is the same. And then who's to say that they didn't get, and then you can see the shine on the top of the lip, on the bottom top part of the lip too. Exactly. Look at her teeth, dog. Yo, look at her teeth. And then look at her, yo, dude, look at her nose. Now, if you even look at her nose and you look at her teeth, it's the same person. Maybe she had a little bit of facial work done, maybe a little bit, maybe, sure. People get facial work done all the time. And then, yes, the dimples. And then look at, dude, come on, man. It's wild. It's crazy. Look at her grill. Look at her teeth. And them corner teeth is still staying the same way, too. Yes, and her hair curl. Yes, because she got rid of the 80s look. She got rid of that 80s freaking Carla from Cheers look. You know what I'm saying? And then she got, I guess you could say, a little bit more modern, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, she got rid of that old Weird Al Yankovic haircut over there on the right. She got with something a little bit more recent. I don't know. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's continue.
Conversely, the version of facial recognition trained on the astronauts detects astronaut Judy Resnick just fine in this photo and does not detect the law professor as.
Yes, that's actually, yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, that's a very good point. You can draw it pretty good. You would think that's the same, and yet that's the thing is the nose distance. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Look at that nose, and then just look at the nose, right? Look at that nose. This one's a little bit boxier, I'd say, the nose, but you're right. Yeah, that's a really good point, though, Guyana Spice. I didn't even think about that.
As the astronaut. Age alone does not explain this difference. The version trained on the young photo of law professor Judith Resnick detects the older version of her just fine in this photo. And even if we look at this picture taken just last year in 2023, it also detects the older version of Professor Judith Resnick just fine. We now return to the picture printed at the top of Justin's poster, and we can clearly see that law professor Judith Resnick is not the same person as astronaut Judith Resnick. Now let's address Justin's claim that the astronauts and their doppelgangers are the same age. Judy Resnick, the astronaut, graduated from Carnegie Mellon with her bachelor's degree in 1970. Judith Resnick, the law professor, got her bachelor's degree in 1972. And I can find no information to suggest that she was the same age as Judy Resnick, the astronaut. In fact, the dates present a real problem for the conspiracy claims, because although they don't seem to be the same age, there is extensive publications made by the various academics that we're going to be seeing in this video, Judith Resnick, the law professor, being one of them. And she has publications that go before the Challenger accident ever happened, such as this publication in November 1982. These facts all demonstrate that astronaut Judy Resnick is not the same person as Professor of Law Judith Resnick, who now works at Yale University.
Okay, well, a couple of things, man. With that, okay, disprove it easily. Get you some teeth prints. 1, teeth prints, fingerprints. 2, and the birth certificate. He didn't talk about when they were born. He said around this time. Why couldn't you just get when they were born? Everybody got a date of birth record for the most part, especially if you of note like these people. It's not like they're farmers or anything like that. Just some run-of-the-mill kind of people on the street that were just born at some time and they don't even know. No, even James Brown, I think he claimed to have been born in 1925, but even he was unsure. But these people look like, and they live lives where they would definitely have a birth certificate of some sort, right?
However, that didn't stop a conspiracy theorist from confronting her on the Yale University campus. And this incident, is actually cited by Justin in his video.
Miss Resnick was questioned at Yale by a journalist, and she panicked and ran from the camera. Why?
Hey, Judy. How you doing? I'm from the press. I just had a quick question, if you don't mind.
What press?
I'm from a radio station in San Bernardino. I know there's a conspiracy about the space shuttle. No, I want to be polite. Friendly. Just a question. So there's a lot of rumors about you being on that space shuttle. Obviously, if you want to comment, we would really appreciate it.
This is why I think it's very important that I make this video. Because of this right here, you already have conspiracy theorists starting to confront these people in real life, falsely accusing them of being dead space shuttle astronauts. What's going to happen next? In my opinion, it's completely reasonable that she immediately removes herself when ambushed by a person falsely accusing her of being a dead astronaut, and hopefully she went to get security.
Okay, so do you see what they're doing there? You see what they're doing there? What's going to happen next? What do you mean what's going to happen next? Well, she ignored him. I guess he's going to put it in a movie. He's probably going to make a documentary of it, which they've already done with Level With Me, right? What do you mean what's going to happen next? What's supposed to happen next? Is something supposed to happen next? What? So it's like, it's as you hear him making this creepy ass music, like, what are you doing? What are you setting this up to try and be? Now, guys, I'm presenting this to you because I want you to keep something in mind. Y'all saw what happened to Alex Jones, right? He made his claims on stuff that happened in Connecticut, right? And Boston and stuff like that. He made those claims. And because of that, he got his ass sued. This is what I think. This is my prediction. I could be wrong. I've been wrong. But this is my prediction. I think these guys are trying to make a precedent strictly based off of this challenger shit, right? That if we pursue, we could suffer the same fate as Alex Jones, perhaps. And that's right. When you're telling the truth, you don't fear investigation. Like, yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, ask. Like, shit, go ahead, take my prints. Make sure you return them shits. I don't want your ass, stealing my social and nothing. You know what I'm saying? You use their dental records. You use this and you use that. I'm sure she had like teeth, dental records and stuff like that. You use the same, yeah. Use them. You use these things to try and figure out, is this the same person? But if the government is handling the information, if they're in charge of it, they're gonna set up a kangaroo court, and then of course it'll all run in their favor. No, exactly. They didn't. That's what I'm saying. They didn't change their names. They didn't change any of the names. No, nobody really, except for the Japanese guy and the black dude, Sharon McAuliffe, or Krista McAuliffe. She became Sharon Krista McAuliffe. But they all look the dang same. You can't even make this up, guys. Look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this crazy ass video in the description box. I want you guys to take a look at it yourselves because it's wild. It's wild. I want you guys to there it is right there. Okay. That is the video. I want you guys to take a look at it. Truth can't be hidden as the veil is being lifted. Yep, unfortunately, because of their ego, most choose to believe the lies and accept the fact. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know what? Jehovah's Barbara, you know what they're going to do? Is they're going to do everything to sabotage us. All they want to do is sabotage us and make it hard for us to profess the truth. That's it. That's it. No, we got these guys dead to rights. Yeah, USL, Strategic Defense Initiative. Star Wars, yeah, that's right. I remember. Yep, the whole Star Wars initiative. And people say that it was a failure, but me, I don't think so. I think they managed to get it off the ground, and it's working. And it's working so well that they got us to think that it's, well, not working like that, but it's something other than what we think it is, or what other than what many folks think it is. I believe that. I believe that. I don't, yeah. I think they got it to work. I think they got their agenda achieved. I think so. Man, but family, man, it is 1:30. It is rocking at 1. It's 1:30 heavy. I went ahead and I put this video in the description box. Yeah, I went ahead and I put the video in the description box, y'all. Y'all need to check this dude out. He puts the sad music. He was like, I sat there and I had to watch in horror. That's America's fighters had to go down and just their lives. Oh, like I didn't watch it. Like me and zillions of other kids around the world didn't watch it. Man, please. You guys are something else of the globe community. You guys are something else. But days are numbered, Mr. Bond. Soon you will join them with the sharks, Mr. Bond. That was a bad impression of bad guy, James Bond, bad guy, or whatever. You guys know what it is I'm talking about. These guys are cornered. These guys are in checkmate. We've got them in check. And they're scared. They're scared. They're running scared. So now this thing about the Challenger is their I think it's their clarion call, calling them to arms. Like, hey, we need to keep an eye on these dang flat earthers. They're onto us. Maybe the government gets involved, right? And possibly shows, or possibly, and this would be a movie that could possibly demonstrate that true earthers, flat earthers, are dangerous. We're not to be trusted. We can harm people. They're gonna make movies like this, and then they'll do other ones to follow up. And then something's gonna explode because that will be part of, some freaking false flag nonsense. And then you know what they're gonna say? This flat earther, this true earther was behind the whole thing. And then they're going to have crisis actors and everything else. We know the drill. We know what it is. Like, maybe I'm speaking too far into the future. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd much rather be wrong. In this instance, I would love to be wrong. But is that out of the realm of possibility with what we've seen before already? We know this. We know the secret recipe. We know the secret recipe. We know how they do. Look at that country in the Eastern Mediterranean. You see how they lie all the time, always lying on people, just a bunch of liars in one place. Unfortunately, there are a lot of good people in that country, and they're getting dragged down with the lies. Netanyahu's their president. He's their president. And he's dragging them dudes into the lake of fire. They're worse than the Nazis. Just worse. Absolutely worse. And yet they can't see why we don't trust them. It just never, well, it makes total sense to me. It's all for money. But it just is strange how this country could, quote unquote, fight the Nazis, and now we're backing them. That doesn't ring any alarms. That doesn't ring in. So, and here's the crazy thing: is people that survived World War II and that are still alive and are watching what we're doing. How do you think they feel? How do you think those guys feel? I don't know. We're living in strange times, y'all. We are definitely living in strange times, indeed. Anyway, Rumble and YouTube family, man, the night is getting long in the tooth. The teeth is so long, it might as well be a saber-toothed tiger tonight. The night might as well be a saber-toothed tiger. That's how long the teeth are in this night. So, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta be up here in the next couple hours. And so I'm gonna go swimming tomorrow morning. Actually, this morning, I'm gonna go swimming. I'm gonna lift some weights. So, I have got to go brush my teeth, and then I got to get my ass to bed. Anyway, Rumble and YouTube family, y'all know what it is. I'm about to greet y'all, or de-greet y'all. Saber-tooth liar. Saber-tooth liar, that's what it is. Yeah, the saber-tooth liars. Family, Rumble and YouTube. I did drop that last video. Check it out. It's from Red, okay? I think you guys would find it entertaining, but check it out, right? check it out. Wish you guys nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Most of all, wisdom. And Maria Walker, you are welcome. Ida Hill, you are welcome. Jehovah's daughter, Barbara, you are welcome as well. Diana Spice, you're welcome. Mr. Jones, you are welcome. Shannon Emerson, you as well are welcome. Yes. Ida Hill, I think I said you, Ida. You are welcome. Jones, Maria Walker. Where's Jimmy Satterfield? I thought I saw Jimmy Satterfield. Maria Walker. Welcome. I love you guys. You guys have been amazing tonight. Did Jimmy Satterfield come in here tonight? Did anybody see Jimmy Satterfield? I missed out on him. But a shout out and thank you to our special guest, Flatworks. He did an amazing job. We love having our guests on here, and we enjoy our guests. And it's good to have them as part of our discussion as well. And we could learn from them, and we could see from their perspective why they do what it is they do and what keeps them moving. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed Truer Tuesdays with you guys. If there were more Tuesdays in a week, it would be amazing. And I would do more Truer Tuesdays with you guys, right? 2 times Tuesday with you guys. That's what I'd call it, the second one. But since we don't, I have to relish and savor the Tuesdays that we have with one another every weekend. Every weekend. Why did I say that? Because I'm so excited about Flat Earth Friday, probably. Anyway, but every week I get excited about doing Truer Tuesday with y'all. So when I do 3 hours with y'all, man, it's just a drop in the bucket of time for me. But I really, really enjoy it. And I really, really look forward to seeing you guys every week with me. And I really enjoy you guys doing this and having a good time and having fun and cutting up. And we get deep. We get deep in this. We get deep like a seal. And I really, really enjoy you guys playing up. So, another thing, guys. If you want to know a little bit more information, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it in the description box after this production of the Antikythera. That's what we're working on. That's our project. And so if you want to be a part of history, let us know. Let us know. Let me know. And then I'll find a way and I will get you as part of it. And here's the thing. We're looking to make this thing work. We are going to make this thing work. We're not just sitting around, having tea and crumpets. We're going to make this thing work. And I'd like for good people to be a part of it. And there's nothing but good people in this chat, in this channel. So I really look forward to doing a lot more with you guys here in the future. And so, yes, Maria Walker, I am going to. Rumble. Hit me up on Iron. Put that in here. Yeah, so Maria, hold on. Iron Earth 92,000 on either way. I'm on Rumble, and it's the same whatchamacallit on Rumble too. So you can find me there, Maria Walker. You could definitely find me there, and then hit me up on there. Okay, and I'm on Rumble. So, family, it's been a pleasure. Wish you guys nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Right? Keep your heads up. Keep pushing forward. We're just getting started, baby. We're just getting started. But most of all, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. And with that, I love you guys. You guys have been amazing tonight. You guys are amazing every Tuesday, every time we get together. Don't forget to join us on Flat Earth Friday with the Ghost of Judah Tribe and his channel. Join us on Flat Earth Friday where we get to do it again, but this time, double the fun, double the action. The Ghost of Judah Tribe is amazing. And again, shout out to Flatworks for awesome times with us and spending the time. And be sure to subscribe to his channel and show that man love. He does great work. Love you guys, family. Wisdom. With that, I love you again 2 times. I love you 3 times. I'm out. Peace.